We are having so much fun, and we know you're going to love our next guest. His name is Tony Walker, and he is a comedy guy. Comedy cures everything. So.
Absolutely. I had cancer at the age of 32, and I do believe that the laughter and the positive attitude got me through it just as much as the medications did, which led to the comedy troupe that I run called Knockem Comedy. We do dinner theater, murder mysteries, game shows, kid shows. We're not stand-up or anything like that, just comedy shows, variety shows.
You go to restaurants and where else? Like theaters?
Restaurants, private parties, corporate events, fundraisers. Did I say fundraisers?
Fundraisers, firehouses.
Comedy shows, they're murder mysteries, they're audience participation. It's a scripted show because there's clues and hints that have to go out, but it's not a don't blink or you'll miss something. It's not Agatha Christie.
Right.
It's a comedy. It's lighthearted, but one of the characters does get killed,
right.
And then the audience has to figure out who did it and why. And if it's a private party or a corporate event, we personalize it to fit their event.
Now, do you ask the audience for help with the mysteries? Or
Yeah, they solve it.
All by themselves.
Based on what they saw during the show, we even give them a little section where they can interrogate the suspects.
Oh, that's
and,
fun.
So we'll deflect, deny, point fingers at other characters, but everybody makes the rounds throughout the whole room and talks to people.
The show is guaranteed. It's 100% guaranteed fun.
Totally.
Everywhere we go,
always.
Everybody loves that show.
The audience they just get so involved, and there's just such a part of the show, and that makes it even better.
Other things that you do aside from mystery.
we do game shows. Oh, the game show, we have a podium with lights and buzzers and sounds, and it's basically
Like
a trivia game show, or it could be, again, we ad-lib with that too. So they may want a trivia game show, but if we show up and they're a loud, boisterous group and they're a lot of fun, we could ask them to do funny physical challenges or do some karaoke or whatever, or name that tune, whatever we feel like doing, and they'll be willing to do. We'll take it there.
Yeah. What movie introduced the phrase, "There's no crying in baseball"?
Oh, wait.
What letter comes after A? Go ahead. B is correct!
Is there a favorite skit that you do that just still cracks you up every time you do it?
We do a lot of audience participation murder mystery shows, comedic murder mystery shows. And there's two shows. We have a mob show. We're in New York. You have to have the mob shows. And we have a redneck wedding, which is just
I have to come see that one.
Oh, you're welcome anytime. Anytime. In fact, I even brought you a shirt.
Growing up in St. Louis, Missouri, I have to say, you did?
Oh, of course I did.
Hey!
That you will wear everywhere you go. In fact, I have a whole bunch. I'm giving one out to everybody.
Everywhere I go. Okay.
That's right.
There you go.
Knockem Comedy.
Oh, that's great.
Can I
Knockem
pretend I'm
Comedy.
drinking something?
Excellent. Yeah, you can pretend like you're drinking something.
I'm having fun on the set.
We actually do put water in it when guests ask.
Just
we
not
do. But
this
if you
guest,
if you don't ask ahead of time, wait, this one's full of water. You ready? What do you think? All right, there you go.
Johnny, you have a good time tonight or what?
Had an awesome time.
All right. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right.
telling all your friends the party never ends. Knockem again. Knockem again. Comedy show.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. So call Two Eagles Auto Body and ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527.
Okay. Okay, we'll just do that for now.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony and Sally on the Knockem Dead radio show. They're going to keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
3-2 to Mookie Wilson. Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Hello, Tony. Mookie Wilson here, 1986 Mets. How you doing? Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, that Knockem Dead Comedy Radio, man. I miss you. I wish I was still up there, man. But I'll wait till it warm up a little bit, and hopefully this year things will be a little bit better, man. But when we're talking about comedy, hey, the early years of Mets was a lot to laugh about. You had to make a lot of comedy off those guys. Hey, hope to see you guys during the summer, and hopefully get back on the show, man, at some point in time during the course of the year, all right? All right? Yeah, fine. Contact me, man. All right, Tony. Talk to you later.
Oh, there we go. Hi, everybody. It is Tuesday, January 3rd, 2023. Happy New Year. Thanks for joining us here on the Knockem Dead Comedy Show. We are live on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast Twitch channel. Thanks for joining us. Please share the show all over the place. What do they do on Twitch? They have to follow, right?
I think it might be a subscribe.
It's subscribe,
might
then
be a
follow?
subscribe. Is it a follow? I don't know.
I don't know either. That's why I asked you.
I think the subscriptions they pay for. Do you have that?
No.
Is it like
so then
$5 a month?
You have to, right. No. So I think you have to get a certain amount of followers, then you get subscriptions, or it's the other way around. Yeah. I forget. Dan is here. Hugh is here. Joe Crovella will be here soon. It's Tuesday Trivia. I am thrilled as always to have these guys. Always a lot of fun.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hi.
Happy New Year.
Hey, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We were just talking about New Year's. We were all, the three of us, and Joe too, when he gets here, we were all here New Year's Eve.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us had a good show.
Yeah, I had a rough night. I came down for the early show to watch you guys. I was hoping maybe Butero would give me the spot, obviously. But I'm like not asking, it's like one of those where it's like, oh, hey, like, how's it going? I'm here 3 hours early, but I don't want anything,
I'm not here that early for any reason.
Right.
Yeah.
You should have went up because freaking Rated didn't show up.
Oh, really?
2 people didn't. 2 people didn't, but then he gave Perillo a spot.
Yeah.
Right.
Fucking Steve shows up, gets 2 spots.
Yeah. What the fuck? What is that about?
Yeah.
Oh, he got your show too?
Yeah, we had someone cancel, so Steve got put up. He wasn't booked on that, but
bastard.
Yeah, I forgot. I don't know the guy. I think it was like Eric
Casson.
Yeah,
right?
Casson. Yeah.
I don't know who that is either.
Yeah,
Sorry, Eric.
I haven't met him yet, but he canceled. Like,
you know who that is?
I know him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. Wow. I'm not sure if I've ever heard the name.
I
don't mean that in a bad way. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah, the show was crazy. I mean,
yeah.
our headliner canceled, who was the producer.
Right, yeah.
Fucking Mike Keegan.
I was going to get to that. It's totally his fault.
Yeah. Mike Keegan books the entire show and was just like, yeah, I'm not going to show up. I'm like,
I like how the pictures, though, he still puts his face on it.
In the fucking disco ball.
Yeah, the day before, he finally put Olga's picture up. It's
like, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to blast out the new flyer. 18 hours notice.
Yeah, that was it.
A lot's changed. It's Olga now.
So Olga she did Rodia's show and then she went in there too?
Yeah.
It was a busy night.
It was definitely
such a busy night. Yeah.
She did a good job because I was telling you right before we got on the air, we had like one heckler that was just nonstop. And Olga was doing like, some decent crowd work with her, but I guess because she was talking the entire set, that's when like I came up to close the show and that lady still wanted to talk. It was brutal.
What'd she say?
What'd
she
say? Yeah, I'm like, hey, so that's our show. She's like, she's like, you look like a gap-toothed retard. And she's like that other comic, like that other comedian. I'm like, who are you talking about? And she's like, I don't know. And
really?
Yeah. She couldn't even tell me like who I looked like that was also a gap-toothed retard.
David Letterman.
Yeah, he was just
I was like Michael Strahan. Like, what are you talking about?
Michael Strahan.
It was definitely a night of like heckles and getting yelled at, and I mean Rodia was even dealing with it because I got here early.
Yeah.
And I sat with James and Olga at his table. And right when we sat down, some lady started talking out, and Rodia had a great line. I think he told her he was gonna go at her like a capuchin and monkey fuck her neck, and like. It was so weird to me. Like, it's always so weird, like, a guy like Rodia. Like, he sells out, he had 4 or 5 shows over the weekend.
Yeah.
Like, his crowd is, like, insane and so, supportive. But it's like, they pay all this money for this, like, awesome headliner. And then they want to yell out, They
want to participate. I guess I feel like it always boggles my mind. Like, what is the science behind why people fucking try and yell out and get involved? I don't.
Probably alcohol, I would think.
It definitely contributes.
Part of it. I think another part of it is like all the viral videos we're getting like on TikTok and stuff of people like yelling out and all the crowd work.
It promotes it.
Yeah, it's kind of like adding to this like.
It's like the in thing now to heckle and even come up.
Yeah, and comics know that these clips are getting views and likes and and kind of going viral, so they want to post it. So like comics aren't like shutting it down as quick anymore.
Right.
So more audience is yelling out, more videos are getting posted, and it's kind of like going to keep rolling like that.
And it's not always a good thing either. I mean, to have all this going on. In fact, I was going to ask you about it because you haven't been showing up here lately. So
I work, right?
Work shit. I don't think I've had you on here since you posted a video of some lady that I forget was she thrown out or did she leave on her own? You posted a video. Yeah, you had some back and forth with a lady. Yeah,
I did. I just threw that on my story, and I got more attention on that than at my own birthday. Like people like were hitting me up because I was closing out a show. It was a contest, and there were 3 judges.
throughout the contest, there was this woman just heckling right in the front. She kept talking, and like these are contestants, like, you know, they're just trying to do their 6 minutes and just remember not go over time, whatever. And she just kept fucking talking, and like halfway through the show, everyone's like, "This lady is fucking ruined." Like it's cute at first.
Right. You start hearing the shushes.
Yeah,
and the shut
exactly.
The, fucks
The
up,
people
yeah.
around her are looking at her. I'm like, all right, this is getting strange. And then 2 contestants said something. They were a little more experienced. They were good lines, and she seemed to get a little like, whoa, like a little pushed back. But I'm like, no, you're ruining the show.
Yeah.
First judge goes up. I forget what she said, but she like got in her face. Like the girl like kept talking, and she handled it very aggressively. She got in her face and was like, I hate people who fucking talk to him. I was like, oh, gee. And then the woman like went hostile. So then she was like this and just like sitting there. And I'm like, this is getting weird. Yes. And now it's just tense. And then the next judge went up, and this dude, I don't fucking know what to say about this, but this guy goes up, and the woman was talking, and this guy has the thinnest skin I've ever seen on any person. He bailed 4 minutes into his set. He goes, I'm not dealing with this. He goes, bring up the next guy.
Oh, wow.
I was the fucking next guy. So this woman's name was Katie, and everyone's like, the whole show was just like, fuck Katie. Oh, my God. So this guy bails. Host goes up, just brings me up to this garbage dumpster fire of a moment.
Oh.
And it's already tense. So I was like, all right, like I've picked up just on my own. And like, if there's a tension, you could address it but in a funny way.
Yeah.
Try. Otherwise, it just feels weird to like the elephant in the room whole thing. So I always do that. So I literally walked up. I didn't even greet them. I walked up to the mic, and I just started screaming. I was like, Katie, what the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck are you doing? And everyone was like, everyone started dying. And like, 'cause clearly I'm joking. No one in their right mind would. I was just like, are you fucking ruining the night? I just like started letting loose on her. And I was like, I'm kidding. And like, it took like a little bit of time for the room to like quiet. It was a great moment. I was like, all right, cool. Like, I was like, no, like nothing but love. It's fine. I was like, and I got on her side. I said to this woman, I said, I'll be honest, Katie, you're not the only one that's been talking tonight. I said, I've heard a lot of people in the back, over here and over here. I was like, you're not the only one. And like, I'm being diplomatic.
Right.
Trying to, get the room back to be like, we'll get through this. I was like, yeah. I was like, you're just the worst one out of all of them. Because I'm still trying to, tell jokes or whatever. So then she folds her arms, gets the phone out. I'm like, you're swiping at nothing. I'm like, get off your phone. I'm like, just engage, just be present.
Yeah.
And then she starts talking at her table with people. And there's this couple right there. Yo, be quiet. And it was so hard. She was right in the front. I was like, can you please? I was like, I'm just trying to get through a joke. I was like, I'm sorry. And she goes, I'll just get up. She gets up, goes in the corner of the room, like puts herself on timeout. I'm like, this is even weirder. I'm like, you're just standing away, and everyone's like, what the fuck is she doing over there? I was like, just sit back down. Though it became so weird. She sits down. What did I say that really pissed her off? I didn't even say anything bad. I was honestly the least like offensive or aggressive one out of all of them. But it was just one after the other. I guess it was too much attention or negative attention on her now, and I said something. Oh yeah, I was like, what? I was like, what do you? I'm like, what do you? I'm like, what is this? And then she had this old woman there with her, and it was her mother. And she goes, this is my mother for no reason. She goes, this is my mother. I was like, she should be hitting you. I was like, this isn't okay.
Maybe mother told her to go in the corner.
Literally, I think put her on timeout.
Right.
They're getting jackets on her standing up. I was like, this is and everyone's like, yes, thank God. Everyone just starts clapping, like, get the fuck out of here, blah, blah, blah. So she gets up, she like takes one little, like, if looks could kill, I'd be fucking in the grave.
Wow.
I was actually like, she was like just the angry fucking white woman. And she, on her way out, this is the last thing I heard, and then she left. On the way out, she said to like 3 of the comedians,
"Gap tooth retard."
It was the same lady. Gap tooth retard.
Did she have a big hat? This lady had a huge hat.
Yes, I was like, oh, Michael Strahan. Yeah. So she takes one look at me and she says to all the comics, she goes, "That kid is psychotic." Like, I love Jesus. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, what do you mean I'm psychotic? It was the weirdest line I've ever heard. I was like, what? She walked out of the room and it was just the applause of everyone was like, we got rid of her. Thank God. But like, I addressed it in a good way, like
Yeah.
like hecklers like that. It's like you're ruining the show, man. Like
They don't realize. And
No.
like what was happening, I noticed because like when Olga went up, it was like, 15 minutes after the ball dropped or whatever.
Mhm.
And she was handling it, but like after her 15 minutes were up or whatever she did, and it was just like I'm sitting there at the table waiting for her to jump off, and so everybody's shushing this crazy lady with the hat who's like heckling everybody.
Ugh.
And then I noticed also, like, first of all, these people were complaining that they didn't have drinks at the beginning of the show, right?
Yeah.
By the end of the show and like after the champagne toast, these people were wasted. And I noticed there was also a table of 3 dudes, and they were like messing with this other kid who was like there with their parents. So it looked like there was about to be like 2 fights, like at the show.
Yeah.
So like everybody's shushing this crazy lady, and like I had friends like front row, and I just hear one of my friends go like, "Can you shut the fuck up?"
Nice.
And it was like getting like real aggressive. And then I hear this other kid tell this table of 3, like, "Can you guys just leave me the fuck alone? Like, what's going on?"
Were they bullying him?
Yeah, they were like bullying him and like getting like laughing at him and shit. It was just like this kid's by himself, and there's like 3 of them.
What?
And I'm just like
That's
watching
so weird.
this show like unravel into fucking madness.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
It was rowdy, and I mean,
Yeah.
I think that even speaks to even Rodia's crowd, like, because I went into the first one.
Yeah, I
and
went in for the first one too.
I went on when Goomba Johnny was on it. He was doing great. I think the earlier shows for both were better, but the late night, it's New Year's, it's a fucking party,
Right.
That's how they're looking at it. Like they're like,
Yeah.
we're all out, like, they got noisemakers and fucking hats.
Yeah.
So like they're gonna like I guess be more involved and like just I don't know, more susceptible to like yelling out and talking.
Yeah.
But it's like, hey, it's still a show. I mean, the balloons falling off the ceiling and shit. I watched that shit. That was so funny.
I was like in my own head like the entire show because I was like trying to like time it perfectly. 'Cause,
Right.
like
That's stressful.
Yeah, you got like your 90-minute show, and we started a little bit late, so like you're trying to time it for the ball dropping, right? So then after the ball drops, it's like I knew it was gonna be like a real like chatty.
Oh, yeah.
So everyone's talking. They're still doing their kisses and their toasts and stuff, And I had to put up like a brand new comedian that's probably been like performing for like less than a year.
Oh, goodness.
This dude, Peter Hirsch, he's very
Oh,
funny,
yeah.
and he's like known on that 8 o'clock shot group, and
Right.
a lot of people come out to see him, and I remember like bringing him up, and I just said good luck.
Oh, shit.
Because like we started so late, so like I wasn't trying to do time in between.
Yeah,
but like
right.
I think at that moment I should have, and I kind of like felt bad that
Kind
I
of
didn't.
like brought them back first. Yeah,
like
yeah.
kind of like bit the bullet again
Yeah.
because I already did it at
Right,
the beginning.
right.
Like where I was trying to like warm everybody up. And like, of course, like I'm not getting what I wanted as a comedian, so like I'm all like, meh, like they didn't like my set, but like for the rest of the show, they were like pretty decent,
Yeah.
Like I think
Yeah.
they were, all the comics were like doing okay, and the audience had a good time.
I was just talking to someone last night about like hosting and like how like hosting just like it's not really about you, like the
Ah,
show,
dude, and I hate that.
I feel the same way.
I want it all to be about
Right.
me. Yeah.
Because that night I was supposed to host the first show, and then the girl who I think was supposed to be featuring dropped. So then John moved me to feature and moved
Right.
someone else to host.
Right.
And if he called me and was like, hey, he's like, someone dropped, he's like, I'm going to have you feature. And my dumbass, I was like, I kind of want to host. I feel like I'm in the mood to host. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I got off the phone. I'm like, am I a fucking gap-toothed retard? Like, why the fuck?
Yeah, no.
So I called him back. I was like, I don't know why I just said that. I was like, yeah, I'd like to feature. I was like, please. I was like, make the switch. Like, thank God. And it's so much better, especially the giggle room. It's so tight.
Right.
Getting up there, like you're like squeezing through all these people. Like,
Yeah, and someone told me early on, I forgot like which old comic, it's been doing it forever, and they were like, if the show goes great, like you did your job as a host, right?
Right, sure.
Like if it, and even if they don't like, you don't have the best set, like you did your job warming them up, right?
yeah.
But like I hate that. I have to like tell myself like over and over again like, okay, well they're having fun, like I did my job, I warmed them up, I got them to the next guy, and that's that. But
Right.
like as a comic, you're like, well, I want my set to be really really good,
Right.
and I want to get my clips for TikTok and
Right,
Instagram,
right.
and it becomes like a whole fucking thing. So it's like I gotta constantly remind myself, like I have like more like a bigger job than just telling the jokes of the, you know what I'm saying?
It's less about the jokes. People appreciate a good host.
Yeah, I love
and a
hosting.
show. I like it too. A show like real like I like being in control. I like having like control. So like if you're hosting, like I don't know, like it's nice to maybe you can do something in between if you want to try a new joke,
right?
And if it sucks, you just bring up the next dude who's gonna bomb, and it's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
So it's like, but it shows like I don't know, a good show really does rely on like the host. Like if the host sucks or just like awkward, like they're up there the most out of everyone.
Yeah.
If the crowd doesn't feel like secure with them up there, they're gonna be, it's weird.
It's definitely.
I've seen some bad hosting.
Oh, sure.
Weird.
Oh,
weird.
and another awkward thing from that night. Every time, like, I had to go up and down probably 11 or 12 times. I think maybe 8 or 9 of those times there was like some other lady who kept just asking me when my balls would drop.
In her mouth,
and it was just like a repeated joke, like, "Are your balls finally gonna drop?" And I'm just like, "Why do we keep talking about my balls right now? Like, what is happening?"
I'm a grown man.
I'm like, do you think I'm like going through puberty right now? Like, I'm 36.
People think they're so funny.
But yeah, I was like talking to someone, and they're probably like, she probably goes to that New Year's Eve show every year and does the same joke every year.
15 years ago, she said it, and everybody laughed, and now she's trying to rekindle that.
Oh, hey, welcome.
No.
Oh, shit. Sorry, on my way to the car, all these girls stopped me to ask for autographs.
Yeah. He's been out there soaking wet.
Yeah, I couldn't stop.
Joe, that's a high school parking lot. Make sure they're 18, buddy.
Right in my crib.
Hey, check IDs.
Yeah, we're talking New Year's Eve hecklers, man. We had a bunch.
So you didn't stick around for the second show?
No, I did.
Oh, you did. So you're witness to this?
Honestly, I wasn't paying attention. I was just talking about it. I'm an asshole.
Oh, great moment. I don't know if you heard it, but when Dan got brought up to the stage, it was
on my show.
Yeah,
First show.
Yeah, your credit.
No, it was me.
No, it was him.
Oh, it was his credit. Oh, okay, I thought it was.
She said, Claudia. Yeah, someone tell it. I don't want to tell it.
Yeah, so I'm walking through. I went out front real quick because like I had a photographer coming, so I was trying to talk to Laura, and I was like, like, hey, do you have a table open, whatever. But so I come back through the giggle room, and I thought it was you going on stage, but it must have been Joe, and I forgot who was the host.
Claudia.
So Claudia brings him up, and she made a comment and was like, "Oh, he mentors young comics like Joe Crovella."
Wait, she did. Yeah. So first she said something about him. When she brought him up, she goes, it was so funny. 'Cause she goes, "This next guy, he opens for Dan LaRocco."
Yeah.
And everyone, the whole crowd. I was standing there. I was like, "Wow, she really just fucking said it." And the whole crowd is like, "Who? Who the fuck is Dan LaRocco?" And then 3 hours later, by the time I went on, she was like, she did mention that. She was like, he mentors young comics like Joe Crovella.
I was laughing my ass off walking in. I was like, that is the best credit I've ever heard.
We always joke around. This next comic coming to the stage, he's walked past the Comedy Cellar. You're gonna love him or something. I don't know. Like he knows Joe Crovella. Like
usually John headlines, so it'd be impossible for me to open for you anyways.
It'd be impossible. That's funny. It was a fun night. That show was good.
Yeah, I was happy I was here on New Year's Eve, honestly.
Yeah.
At first, I was in between. I was like, shit, should I be home with my family right now? But then, as the night went on, I was like, nah, definitely no regrets. I was happy I stayed.
Yeah.
It was a fun time.
No, it was. It was good. Rowdy. The later shows were rowdy. We figured out. But
it's so hard to follow after literally the ball dropped and then you got to go back up there and then do a set. It's like people don't want to deal with that shit.
That's what we were talking about. That's tough.
They thought the night was over and then
that's what.
And we're like, no, we got 45 minutes worth of show left. And here's a guy who's been doing comedy for about 8 months. and
They don't
like,
really win them.
And I think I was just like so mad at my set. I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. Everyone can bomb. I'm not doing. I'm not doing time. Here's Peter Hirsch.
Honestly, I thought someone was gonna fuck it over for you guys and like blow the light at like 11:59 and still go and shit while the
Yeah,
that's kind of what was.
That was what was kind of happening,
getting
and we
close.
were like really hoping like it would have either been like me up and down or like Carla, like up because she was doing like 12 or something, and that would have been like okay because then I could have just been like, hey Carla, it's fucking time, and then she could have like years ago I hosted a Keegan show and he was up.
Oh, he was there for this one.
Yeah, he was there. He actually showed up.
He
This
didn't
was before he was like, a road comic.
Mikey.
No, but we were in the giggle room and he was up, he was headlining and the ball was dropping, so he did his set and then like he was able to like bring it back after, like after the ball dropped. It's like, I got a couple minutes left and like it was just like him for the entire thing. So, some of the comics went on stage and he was able to like bring it back, but I feel like the comics that we had on the show, like other than like Carla or Olga that were like pros, you know, maybe couldn't have done that.
Right.
And I was like, I just felt so bad. It's like, all right, this guy came out on New Year's Eve. He's supposed to do 6 minutes. I had to light him at 3.5. I think I got on stage. It was 11:58 in like 30 seconds. Like the TVs came on. The guy didn't notice.
I was watching that happen because it was like 11:54 when like he was brought up.
Yeah.
And then I said to Carla, I'm like, who's supposed to be on stage at midnight? And she was like, I think Mike. She's like, I'm like, well, he is in Pennsylvania, and she, like no one knew what was going on. And she was like, oh, she's like, yeah, and I was like, this guy is gonna be on there when the clock strikes 12. I'm like, he's gonna be up there. And he has no fucking idea.
I think it would be mad funny if like one of the servers were blocking the way as like the shit was counting down. So you have to be like, fuck.
It was pretty chaotic, and like I had it timed out pretty well. And then we gave a guest spot to Tess Frazier, who might have been one of the most attractive comics I've ever seen. Beautiful. This girl was like gorgeous, and she was like an actor on this like Netflix show.
You must have forgot about Peter Hirsch.
Yeah. I mean, Peter's very attractive, but don't tell him I said that.
No,
I'll have someone standing outside my house, and yeah. So we put Tess up for like I think she did around like 6 or 7 minutes or something like that. So like it pushed everything back, and like I didn't account for that.
Yeah.
And then you also like it's like all right, you got a 90-minute show, or I think it like timed out to like 85 minutes. And you don't account for like you going on stage and introducing the next comic
that
every
adds
time.
Up too.
Yeah, so it's like all right, so if that's 15 seconds 11 times, there's a couple extra minutes there, and there's like so it just did not work out the way I was planning.
So what do you? Yeah, so a night like that where there's what was it, 10, 11 comics? I mean,
yeah, me and 10 more.
So you're talking about like doing jokes in between. I mean, it's really hard to do that. It's just like you said, between timing and keeping. It's more like we said, a host is more about keeping the flow.
Right.
So, like when the few times like the other night when I hosted, Joe was on it. There were 8 comics, and I'm thinking, I don't know if I've ever seen that many comics in one show in the main room.
Right.
And plus, they were heavy hitters: Chris Monty, Peter Bales, yourself.
Especially when I have to do 40 minutes, it's like it just makes the show longer than it's supposed to.
You had
I just
Chris
kind of
Monty open up for you.
I was the only guy wearing headphones. I didn't even realize.
Yeah, I just wear because I have the mic here on it.
Yeah.
So it's tough because you gotta like I went right the next comedian like because you're trying to keep a flow. You're trying to kind of not really rush through it, but you don't want to go in too long.
Right, and it's almost a little bit easier when you have a show like that where it's just like there's
absolutely
top to bottom.
Yes,
you know, so like you can just kind of like keep the energy going like really easily.
Yeah.
But there was probably some times where I should have did some time in between, but like I said, here like they especially with a guy like Rodia, they're gonna get that show going first.
Yeah.
So it's like when there was like the mass exit of 400 people leaving and then 400 people coming in, they're gonna start the main room first, then come to us, and then
What time did it start? Like eventually.
10:50,
and it was supposed to start at 10.
10, yeah, like
it was late.
Doors open at like 9. It said on the flyer. So like these people,
no one was in there until like 10 o'clock.
Yeah. I think the first people started like really coming in, and like,
I thought no one bought tickets. I was sitting in the back. I was like, no one's coming. I was like, no one's coming to the show.
spot.
Yeah.
And then an open mic. It's like Perilla's mic. But then people just start. I heard the screaming. There were people like screaming out in the front, like, "Let us in!" It was like that Eric Andre meme. It was like, "Let me in!" Let me in. Like, that's like,
gate.
yes, exactly. Like, damn, like these people are fucking pissed.
Actually, like the funniest part was like they're still like hugging their loved ones and shit. And you guys are stopping them to bring up the next comic and shit.
Yeah.
They're trying to drink champagne. You're like, guys, hold up, your next comic's been seen on whatever.
Who went up right after?
Hirsch.
Yeah, it was Hirsch.
Because I was looking around and you like your dad called or you're texting your family. I started texting my family, and then I look at the crowd. Everyone's like, "Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year." I'm like, "Oh, no one."
I thought that
no
was,
one's like listening.
I thought that was Hirsch from like Hershey and Keegs. I was like, yo, that dude lost mad weight.
And he's surprisingly less Jewish.
I was like, damn, bro.
I haven't seen Hirschman in a while. He moved into Levittown, which is my hometown, and then he trashes it on Facebook
regularly.
All the time.
Yep.
So if you ever see like a post like that, you'll see me call him like a fucking tourist. I'm like, you're not from here, man.
Well, I am surprised that Levittown would let a Jewish guy in.
Yeah, we're not supposed to.
Yeah,
I don't know how
I've read that in the bylaws.
The house is probably under his wife's name or something.
True.
Yeah. Because I started saying that in my set is Levittown was created by a Jew, and now we don't have any.
Right.
What predominantly makes up Levittown?
White trash.
White trash.
White trash.
I did this like bar show one time, and in Levittown, and I did like a racist joke, and I got an applause break. I feel like Hitler right now and shit. Like, I was trying to just.
I think he was in the audience actually.
It must have been.
Yeah, when I was in high school,
Michael Richards.
American History X was like a really big movie.
I
you
can
know.
imagine that you guys watched that too. Senior trip.
They still have annual screenings of it at the high school.
They went to AMC Theater for the senior trip to watch it. So they could put on the ribbon.
I found out the other night. I went down to Alibi with Perillo to hang out.
Sorry.
Yeah, it was
because of Alibi or Perillo.
Both. And like I was hanging out there, and I was talking to this dude, and like he was from Levittown, and I was doing a joke in my set about Levittown that like I found out that night though we had one black girl in my entire high school, right? That was it, one black girl.
That's enough.
Yeah, so I found out that night we're talking, and I'm like, oh, I'm class of 04. And he's like, oh, that was my sister's grade. And, like, this guy did not look like his sister, who was the one black girl. And, and I found out she was the first black person to graduate from my high school in 2004.
Oh, my God.
Ever?
Yeah.
Really?
Unless that school opened up in 2003, that's not okay.
Dude, we've been around for like 40 years before that. Like it opened up in like the 60s.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
fucking wild.
Yeah.
And then history. That's
yeah,
weird.
and I was doing the set like because she actually died like shortly after, and I was just like, like we didn't kill her or anything. That's not how that ended up. And then I'm like talking to her half brother at an open mic, and I was just like, maybe I should drop that joke.
Yeah.
Now I feel bad.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
I wrote a joke about an interaction I had with one of the servers here, and it doesn't end well for her in the joke, and I was gonna do it, and then I saw her, and I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Because she would have known. So I was like, I can't do this material.
In fact, ladies and gentlemen, there she is. Everybody.
Well, this is actually really funny. So I haven't done it yet, but I want to do it. So I said, one of my friends, this kid, who actually I'm not even that close to him. I don't know why I said friend, but he was like, yo, dude, he said to me, he goes, this girl I'm fucking works at Governor's, and I think she knows you. I was like, oh
shit,
cool. I was like, all right. He goes, yeah. So I told her to say what up to you next time. Yeah, and he's like, yeah, this girl I'm fucking whatever. I show up to Governor's. This girl comes up to me. She goes, Dan, you know my boyfriend. I'm like,
whoops.
I got some news for you. I'm like, I don't think you guys see this the same way. Like, I don't know. She's like, you know, my boyfriend. In his head, he's like, I'm just banging the shit out of this girl. And she's like, my loving, adoring, fucking, you know, my man, you know, knows you. I was like, oh, Lord.
I think he's proposing.
Yeah, totally. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm here when it goes south.
Dudes and girls, bro.
You know, I struggle with that a lot with material though. Is like having something like really funny happen in real life, and then like, you know, like if I was like super fucking famous doing a Netflix special, I'd be like, fuck all of you. Like I'm gonna talk shit, you know?
Right.
But like it's like I'm not there yet, so it's like if I go on stage and tell like a joke about something that really happened and like it makes someone look bad, it's like they're gonna like be like, I heard your joke, and then I gotta like deal with that.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, oh, I did that at like a bar show I didn't get paid for. Like, is it worth it?
We know someone that happened to, really in a bad way, This kid we used to know, he went on he was invited to a wedding as a +1. And by this girl from like his dentist's office or some shit, but he thought it was someone else because he got a text, so he thought it was a different person. He's like, oh, the hot receptionist. He gets there, it's like the fat billing lady.
Oh,
this actually happened, yeah. And like, which is a great joke. I might steal this joke. He doesn't do it anymore. I might steal it. It was like the fat billing lady, and he was like, but he stuck it out for the wedding, hung out with her, and like he did a bit about it, and he said like, in the joke, he said that she.
Guess he just calls her fat.
And he's like, yeah, like she put her hand on my thigh and it was like a grizzly bear's paw or something. And he's like, my leg's not a salmon or some shit. I don't even know what. But he did it at, I think, Mohegan Sun, like Connecticut, far away from her. But they tape your set and it got on YouTube and she saw the whole thing.
Ooh,
yeah, and she texted him some vile shit.
Yeah, because I had a joke about my friend who's you know, he works at a job and like the job, I'll just say his job. He's a funeral director.
Okay.
And like I tell this joke and he heard it and he's just like, dude, you can't tell that joke. Like I have to like dress dead bodies and be very respectful and wear like a suit to work. He's like, people know that I know you. Like, you know, it's gonna get bad. I'm like gonna lose my license and get fired. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, oh, okay, like that makes sense. And I was like really bummed because it was like a good joke. That I was doing well.
It's a joke. This is my bread and butter here.
It was like
there might be a way to change little details.
That's what I'm saying. I was like gonna like gender swap it.
Yeah,
and
do that. Say if it's a good. That's what sucks. Like you're right there to like being allowed to do it. Like I don't know, just change a couple things.
Now you're gonna make this character trans. It's like
exactly.
I know it's Drake.
Speaking of, I think I have to roast Emily Santosis.
What a transition.
Transition, actually a transition.
Yeah.
Why?
Lindsay Jennings is putting on like a roast battle show.
Are you
in a little room?
Oh,
and,
nice.
And I think Fat Jay backed out. And
wow!
And he was supposed to roast Emily, so now I have to. And like, I mean, I don't have to, but
you have to.
I kind of want to.
The Levittown and he's like, I have to.
I have to do this. I have to.
Yeah.
Black, Asian, trans, I got it.
Yeah, like whatever the opposite of the letter people are, like those are my people.
The alphabet people.
Yeah. But like
she bailed on the show the other. I said a fucked up joke. She bailed on the show. I don't know why I'm even saying this. She bailed on the show the other night. They're like, "Where's Emily?" I was like, "John found out she has a dick. He doesn't want her on the show anymore."
I'm not a part of that joke.
You know, and I just like I'm gonna have to message her and just be like, "Are we going for the throat here?" You know, like what's that? Are we gonna like cutesy it up or like are we?
She's great though. I bet you she's like full throttle. Bring it on. It'll be great. Yeah,
she's a good friend because like I also know what happens with me. Like I've been on like scheduled for 2 roast battles and I think one I got stuck, like someone banged in sick at work and I got stuck. The other one is a funnier story, but both of these comics ended up printing out T-shirts with my mugshot on them for the roast battle. So like I know shit like that like happens to me, so it's just like I gotta like be like prepared and on my game, you know?
Right.
But the first one was a female comic. She doesn't really perform anymore, but like we started hooking up.
Nice.
Like,
After?
no, before. And we went out.
But that's perfect because you could talk about like
Yeah,
sloppy
yeah,
pussy
that
or
was like
something.
my whole
I
plan,
love
you
that.
know, like seduce and then like
Sloppy
attack,
pussy.
you know.
That's a compliment. Yeah, talk about how great her vagina is. Like I don't like Tony. Like that sounds like a dream. Like,
Well, I said sloppy pussy. I said.
I know it's the best.
So what happened? We went out
got
drinking
me.
the night before the roast, and we met like another couple that I was friends with, and we went to Rockville Center, and we're about to get into her car, and I'm like, you know what? Like, can we just like call an Uber? Like, this was like years ago, so I was like still drinking. I didn't have my license. I was like, you know, I feel like you've been drinking a lot. Let's call an Uber. She goes, you can take an Uber home, faggot. If you want to come over, you can get in my car and we'll go home. And I'm like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
And then
I
like,
need her number. This
Yeah, I love this girl. I don't know who she is, but I love her.
yeah, so I was like, okay, like let's go to your house, you know. And I get in the car. She's dancing like that 40-year-old virgin scene.
Oh
you
shit!
know, like so,
Blow into this for
That's
me.
the
Yeah.
first thing I was thinking of, bro.
yeah. So she's
Yes.
like dancing the entire time, and it's like a day like this. It's like rainy, roads are slick. So we finally
Very
get to
safe.
Long Beach, and if you ever been to Long Beach, you pass that taxi stand.
Yes.
So like, there's like that
In
red
the
light.
West End.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, she's coming up to a red light, and I'm like, can you stop? Like, you know. So she finally jams on the brake. She skids out because the roads are wet. She rear ends a fucking taxi. So the taxi, we're right in front of the taxi stand. So the dispatcher comes out, and she's just like, I saw everything. Don't worry. I called the cops. Like, it's okay, guys. And I'm like, can you like not? Like, you're going to ruin this girl's life right now. So she ended up getting a DWI the night before the fucking roast, where she printed out a mugshot of my DWI and made T-shirts.
Holy fuck!
So it was like one of the biggest karma cunt punches
Yeah,
I've ever seen
yeah.
in my entire life.
That's amazing. That's poetic.
Yeah,
That is.
It was definitely a
Poetic.
great fucking story. So like, I know like shit like that happens to me, and I'm just like, okay, so I'm gonna get a lot of jokes about, you know, all of that,
Right.
And like,
I've been offering the cops hundreds of dollars. Can I get this mugshot
Offer
before
the
tomorrow
sloppy
night's
pussy
show?
to get out of the-
Yeah, exactly.
Tell you why.
And she was like cold, and I gave her my hoodie, and then like she gave it back like a week later, which was surprising. But like the strings were missing, so she didn't like hang herself.
Oh, shit.
Shit. Does she still live in Long Beach? You know.
I don't know.
You have her address?
I live there. I want to hit her up.
She
I don't-
blames me for the entire night. I know that.
Really?
Yeah,
Women.
yeah, she lives
Typical.
like really
Nah,
typical
it's
woman,
some
man.
typical
Yeah.
shit, man.
So did she do the roast the next night?
No. She was in jail.
Zoom her in. I don't know. Let her do
Yeah.
remote.
Yeah.
Remote roast.
Yeah, so
in an orange jumpsuit.
It got canceled.
Wow.
Zoom fucking around.
So let's get to the big story from New Year's. How did Jeff Bosey do? His final farewell performance.
I mean,
Well, let's just say that girl had a better night than he did. Nah, I didn't watch, but
Jeff did well. It was definitely a good send off. You know, we had him in the after the ball dropped, so the crowd was definitely chatty. I feel like he did a good job. It's sad to see Jeff Bosey packing it in.
Yes,
you
I don't
know,
think
the
he will.
Godfather.
He'll be back.
Oh yeah, he'll be back
He's
in like
the comedy,
February.
He's the comedy mascot. You
Yeah.
know, he's here with his cokes all the time. I
Yeah.
can't imagine. He did 35 minutes. He really brought it on.
Yeah, and he was bitching about his time. He's like, "This is my farewell show. This is like you're only gonna give me 6 minutes." He's like, "I'm running the light, Carla." And I'm like, no, like, who do you think you are? You'll get 0 minutes.
He did
I mean,
6:15.
I'm not gonna lie. A farewell show 6 minutes. That's fucked up.
Yeah, but it was New Year's. It wasn't Jeff Bosey.
Yeah, it wasn't the
farewell
Jeff Bosey.
show.
Right, yeah.
You know,
I'm with Dan.
Yeah, thank
If it-
you.
And Jeff is watching, by the way.
he? Yeah.
Yeah, there he
If
is.
it's my farewell show and someone said 6 minutes, I'd be fucking fuming. I'd be like, bro, you're gonna have to fight me off the stage.
No, I think it was more of a guest spot on a show that happened to be his last. If it was
Right.
the Jeff Bosey send-off,
Right.
Yeah.
You
Then you
know.
give him 6.5.
yeah, then let him stretch to
Jeff-
7.
Jeff also had a few Jack and Cokes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
So he was he was
Flickered
feeling
up.
nice.
There was one point where he was blocking the door, and I kept trying to get in because the servers were. And I was like, "Can you get the fuck out of the way?" and Dan thought I was looking at it. Dan was like, "Are you talking to me?"
I was like, I'm the most out of the
Jeff.
way.
I said, I'm talking to Jeff because every time as he was about to leave the room, he would do like a back pedal and then go back in and then start talking to Dan. And I was like getting pissed. I was like, "Please, man, just let me in."
Can you get the
So all the
fuck?
servers are like grinding their shit against my back.
That's
Fucking,
I love
had like scars and shit. Like,
Yeah, and Jeff's not like not that I've seen anyway. He's not a fun
fun drunk. What?
Nothing.
He's not a fun drunk.
No,
He's
yeah.
like he gets kind of mean.
Yeah, he was
he
was
attacks
very
people.
mean. Yeah, he was yelling at me.
Who shows up with 2 fedoras?
Yeah, he did. He had an outfit.
Oh
change.
yeah, he's got a whole bunch of them. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And I think like one of the other comics on the early show, she had like a friend or something that had like a trunk full of fedoras, and Jeff was just like picking out all the fedoras that he wanted. He was like telling me the story. I was like, I don't know if this has happened or he was just
Fedora salesman.
like, yeah. It was really weird because like there were just multiple fedoras in the green room.
I like how they don't make Panasonic TVs anymore, but they make fedoras. Like, who the fuck
Right.
is wearing a fedora other than like a 1940 LA cop detective?
Yes.
It's so freaking
Bosie
weird.
says that Jay and Keegan can block that doorway, and your skinny ass could still make it through.
Typo. It was a Fat J.
Oh, Fat J.
Isn't it the worst when you think you have a good
Oh,
line, you look
Fat
right in
J.
the text, you misspelled like 3 things. Like, wait, and then you got to like write the asterisk in after.
Yeah,
It's like, I meant to say this. It's like,
And I try to like make sense so I can just read it the
Right.
right way, but I didn't know what he was trying to say.
said that- oh,
Fat
that
J and
J.
Keegan.
I love
That
how-
Jay.
I love how everybody just stand here. It was like, yeah, he wasn't really that funny, and then he comes at me like.
I didn't say that.
Joe, you're really like easy to hate guy.
You get so much directed at you.
Bro,
Yeah,
no,
you
so-
do. People go at you for no reason.
Yeah, but yeah, no, tell
you
them.
tell them.
No, yeah, it's like I'm like in the thing, and we're all taking pictures, and there's this one dude.
Ebony.
He always
Ebony was her
tries
name?
to
Ebony?
fucking.
Yeah, Ebony.
He
the
always tries
photographer.
to like make, even when I didn't know him, he would always try to make a scene. Like, each time I'd clap him back hard. And I remember
This
like
guy,
all of a sudden
this
we're
certain
like
comic.
in like the like in that area
The hallway.
about to take the pictures, and then he goes like he's like, oh yeah, Joe will fit right easy or whatever, and I was like, I did sarcasm, I was like, and then I go like, and you're built like a pedophile. And,
Whoa!
like, 'cause, like, I
he
was
said
just
Joe
like
built like a pencil. So
Yeah.
what you did, you used his. I love when people use their wording, someone else's wording against them.
Yeah.
If they say, "Oh, you're built like a pencil," and you said, "Oh, you were built like a pedophile," like that's just so fucking funny.
See, I prefer the first thing where it's just like, oh yeah.
yeah,
You just get real lazy with the comeback.
Yes,
It's just like, oh.
I've dealt with it for so long, and each time I don't think anyone's ever beat me like yet with like a skinny joke against me.
Right.
Like my whole entire life, each time I always clap
Right.
them back. So it's like when someone does it, like I'm just like, bro, like you just get embarrassed every fucking time, but then you keep trying. Like,
Someone
I
always
don't know.
thinks they're gonna have the line, the one.
Right.
That's gonna
Did you
get
really
it.
think
Yeah,
a pencil
but
joke is
Like,
fucking
yeah,
creative?
like you've
and
never
think
heard that before.
Yeah.
Even if I didn't, that is so not non-creative. Like at least be like, at least like make a Dallas Buyers Club joke. At least be so specific.
yeah.
Where I
AIDS.
laugh and
Yeah.
I'm like, God, yeah, like exactly. Some shit where like I'm like, I'll dap you up, like, oh, that was a good one, okay.
Yeah.
Right,
But
right.
you say simple shit like, oh, you can't fit through somebody. I'm like, oh wow, I gotta quit. That's a good one. Oh.
And
That better not be
I know,
Jeff.
I know Mario Bosco went at you too for being skinny.
Yeah,
It's
one
like
time.
Mario, you know.
But Jay stepped in. Jay was like, yo, Mario, you should be the last one fucking talking or some
People
shit. I didn't
just
know that-
go at this kid all the time for
Yeah.
being skinny. I think it's like a.
I think just because I'm like a nice, I'm so welcoming that people
Yeah.
just think like I'm just like, oh.
Well, you know what it is? I think it's people who aren't creative or funny because, like, and I see it a lot with roasts. If someone's roasting Fat Jay, everyone's expecting fat
always a
jokes.
tit
That's right in your
joke.
face. So it's like people just go to the low hanging fruit, and that's what it is with you because. I don't know. Everyone else, is just whatever, and then like, oh, the tall, skinny white kid. I'm gonna fucking pencil dick, like whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's hacky. It's and like that's what people like go to. So it's never like
it's
a
shit's funny. I
clever-
laugh. Like if
right,
like
you got to give it to them.
Like I was at a school where like we would all like bashing each other. So if someone had a funny joke, we would all laugh. But like if you're just gonna say some like a pencil joke, I'm
We
just
did
gonna
a
sit
show
there
at
and look at you.
McGuire's a while ago. This was
Yeah.
like one of the first times I watched it like live, like after the show. Everyone's leaving, and we both did really well. And people are like, "Oh, you guys were good. You guys are good." Awesome, like tapping everyone on the way out. This guy goes, "You guys were good." Looks at Joe, eat a burger. I'm like,
what the fuck?
What a weird thing to just say to
Like,
someone.
Yeah.
I'll
Like,
take
I-
your daughter out on a date instead. How about that?
Yeah, like, I don't like-
Facebook right
And
out
she'll
there.
be eating the meat.
Yeah, I'll eat your daughter's fur burger.
Fur burger.
The saddest part too is like I'm a likable person. I just feel like I'm like such like a welcoming like personality. I feel like people just think that it's just that comfortable to just
Right.
step in. Or like the worst is like when me and Dan are close, so somebody that's around us will all of a sudden act like they're boys with all of us and like jump in on this shit. And I'm just like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's a lot of projecting too. It's just like people want to be skinny, so it's just like they look at you and they're just like, oh god, like
I'm a young dude too. It's not like I'm like
Yeah.
fucking 50 and I'm like
still-
yeah. It's like it would be something.
But it's also the comedy too. I mean, you do some jokes about being skinny, and you guys are all very. You guys all have good stage presence. You're all very personal up there. I think when people like eat a burger, I think this guy is walking out of the show thinking like he knows you.
Right.
Yeah,
So
no,
they feel
definitely.
comfortable making
Yeah.
a joke like that. Like he feels like he's in,
Yeah.
and we have like
That's
this
true. That's a
inside
good
joke.
point.
So it's really a compliment to your acts. Really.
Well, people are
I
also
know it's
at
a weird way to
show,
look
they're-
at it, but
because I mean, like the woman who said, "Did your balls drop yet?" or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they're in the funny environment. They're in a comedy.
Right.
Whether you're a comic or an audience member, you're like, I'm funny too. You know, everyone wants to
Right.
get a line in.
I mean, the
know-
gap tooth retard is not funny. That's
That
just
was-
mean.
that-
That's mean.
No, that was funny.
Yeah, that was a
funny.
great line, and I
Did
was
you hear
kind of
about
just
that?
like,
No.
yeah, some lady when I was closing out the show called me a gap-toothed retard, and I was just like, oh my god, like I can't win tonight, like for no reason.
that makes
Dude,
the
like,
pencil joke easy to sleep with.
Dude, like I fucking like there was one point in my set I was just like, yo, can you guys like stop yelling at me? like I got like real vulnerable.
Yeah.
I was like, can we stop? Like I just want to tell jokes.
People hate the host sometimes. I feel like every time I host like a show with more than like 10 people, I feel like the audience just hates me. Like,
Oh,
I just,
yeah,
like, I just
right.
walk
I
away.
said that too. I was like, you guys are looking at me like you hate me, you just don't know why yet.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
But I noticed something the other day. I had like this situation that happened to me, and maybe you guys have had it happen to you too. Is that like, you know, I remember like in high school, like I used to like it, or like, you know, earlier, like I would fist fight a lot, right? So then when people found out like, oh, I won a couple fights, like they would like try to test how tough you are. So now that I do comedy, people try to like test how funny I am.
Yeah.
And like they're like the funniest guy on The Job, or like they're the funniest guy in The Office, right? So like I was like at a pizza place with some friends, and like there was like one dude that I met like once in my life. This is the second time we're hanging out. He wanted to go joke for joke, right?
Was that the pizza place?
Yeah, it was at the pizza place. So, you know, and it was just like all like sober people, clean people, you know, because like it was after a fucking NA meeting, you know, and it's just like this guy's got like 20 years clean. He's like 50 years old.
Yeah.
And we're going joke for joke, and he was wearing like one of those like winter hats, and he's got like this big dumb round face, and so I was like,
I know him.
You remind me of an adult Eric Cartman from South Park. And
that's great.
Yeah, and I was just like, people like laughed, and he's just like trying to like come back, and you know, like he started the whole thing. So he comes back, he's like, oh, I always wondered if comedians get paid to tell bad jokes. So like now I'm just like, okay, now you want to bring up comedy. I was like, well, you know, people laughed. That's how you know it's a good joke. Like you would know if you ever told one. And he tried to like come back again, and I just interrupted him. I'm like, it's adorable that you think you're on my level. And I
Nice.
But like when I talked to my friends afterwards, they're like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't have did this, but like I winked at him when I said it. You know, like a little Vince Vaughn like wink, you know?
Yeah.
And he just like immediately is like, let me know if you want to take this past words funny, man. And I'm just like, oh
wow.
Yo, that's
Should have been like, you're gonna relapse.
yeah. So like then I watched, like I knew he like I set him off, and like I just like bruised his ego in 3 lines of dialogue, right? You know, and I was just like, that's it. So now he's trying to bring it to like a physical level, and like I'm not trying to be that person anymore. You know, like
sure.
I'm 36 and I'm fucking clean. Like it was,
But now he's dead.
It was 90 minutes to Christmas Eve too. You know
Oh,
what I'm
wow.
saying? So I was
Yeah.
like, I don't want to go to jail on Christmas
Yeah,
Eve.
yeah.
Like let's just like de-escalate. So I watched him like angrily and like quietly eat like a Greek salad for like an hour.
If there's a more like loser thing to eat when you're angry,
It gets stuck in your teeth. It's hard to be like,
yeah.
And
You have
like,
a cherry tomato trying to be pissed. Like,
yeah,
that's
it's like you hit like an olive pit.
yeah,
You're like,
that's the most bitchy food that you could
So-
have been eating.
So he gets up and he goes to leave without saying goodbye to anybody. So everyone's like, all right, good night, like Merry Christmas, you know? And so like he gets to the door, and now I'm watching him, and like I don't know if anyone else picked up on this, but I'm watching him struggle with his emotions. So he like goes to the door, and you see like the back of his head kind of go like this, you know? And then he starts walking back towards the table. And I'm like, okay, here we go. So then he walks back towards the door. And I'm like,
Wow.
oh, you know, maybe he thought better. Like recovery kicked in, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
all that reading the fucking big book, you know. And then
taking inventory.
And then he gets to the door, he puts his hand on the fucking door, and then he turns around and he just yells from the door. He's like, Hugh, are we doing this? And it was like, it was like an hour later.
Oh my god.
And I'm just like, what? Like,
At that point, you just gotta fight. You're like, all right, yeah,
and like
he imploded.
I was like gonna get up, and I was just like, no, it's, you know, it's 90 minutes to Christmas Eve. Like, you know, it's like 10:30 at night. Let's just fucking relax. And then he's just like, come on, funny man, you want to do this? You know, you want to do this? And I was just like, all right. Like, and I go to get up, and this kid with like 90 days clean is just like, yo, can you like not beat up my sponsor?
Oh,
my God.
And then, like, a good
well,
person.
you're embarrassing him in front of his sponsor.
Yeah,
also.
Yeah. So that definitely happened. And it was just like one of those moments where, like, you know, he knows I'm a comedian, and it was just like I felt like he wanted to like see, you know, like for himself, because he thinks he's a funny guy
without having to buy a ticket.
I feel like every time a civilian, like whether it's an audience member, or just like a random person, like I just always let them know, I'm like, bro, like this is what I do for a living. Like,
I know.
Like, why do you think you could? There was one time at an open mic where like there was this one kid, he was trying to be funny afterwards, and I remember like he like made like a mustache joke or something like that. I was like, oh, you must make your father proud with that haircut. And like everybody was like, oh shit, started laughing, and he kind of just shut down. And I was like, yo man, I'm just fucking with like if you're gonna come at
right,
me,
we're
I'm
just
like,
playing.
Yeah,
right.
but like I'm always gonna get the
and that's the thing right there. I mean, I can't tell you how many times, and I'm sure you've all seen it too. You're back here. The banter that goes on, you know, off the stage is hilarious, and the way all the comedians.
That's like the funnest part of comedy.
Absolutely,
you know, it's like hanging out
and watching everybody pick on each other.
Yeah.
And everybody knows, pretty much everybody knows, that it's all just in fun. Very few people are taking it seriously. But like you said, the civilians, which I think it's funny we call them civilians.
Yeah.
But they don't know that.
Casuals.
Right. Right. They don't know that.
It has to be natural, because I've seen like the comedy hangs.
The force
when people are like trying to do a bit or something, and like I've had people come up to me like, we're just I'm like, I just like we're all still people, but like we're funny people, but like be a person first.
Yeah,
you know,
agreed.
like, that's how I look at it, because
funniest comes second.
Yeah, like when people like I'm fine with talking about my day. Oh, what's your family like? I don't give a shit. I don't have to make jokes all the time, but a lot of times it is really fucking funny.
Yeah,
and it's always a good time. But I've had people like, what the hell happened? Someone, this was a while ago, someone was like, oh, came right up to me, I was like, oh, what's going on, man? And he was like, you know about, he's like, COVID's been bad. I still can't get over it. Like right in my face. I'm like, I'm Dan. Like, like, I don't know. Nice to meet you. Like, I don't know. Just like weird stuff. I just hate when it feels forced.
Yes.
You know?
Sure,
but then like
for
to go like with your thing is like, people want you to prove, like it happens to me at my job all the time. They want, you think
you're a comedian?
Yeah,
Tell us a joke.
It's the stupidest thing anyone could say. It's the most loser shit. It's like, it's so different. It's so different. Hannibal Buress has a bit on it.
Oh, I love Hannibal.
He's funny. I'll probably butcher it, but he was like, he's like, as a comedian, you know, a lot of people always say, oh, you're telling me a joke. He goes, I was out with this girl one night. We were at a club, and his girlfriend, I was a comic. She goes, oh, you're a comic. You're telling me a joke. He was like, you know, there's normally like an audience and a stage and lights and a microphone, but this bar should work just fine, or like something like, you know, this bar we're in.
Yeah,
it's just such a different thing.
And it's a completely different environment, because like when people are saying like tell me a joke, I think what they want is a street joke.
Yes,
you know, because like,
and that's not what you're doing.
Yeah, no, that's not what I'm doing. So because like when it's like the environment, you're on stage, you're got the microphone, and it's got that muchiness about it.
Yeah,
you know?
Right.
And then it's like, so I'll go into a bit, like I tried it when I was new. I would like go into a stand-up bit, and people are like, what?
Yeah.
You know, like that's not funny. You
Right,
know,
right.
and it's just like, well, you know, it's been working on stage in front of fucking 400 people. You know,
not at the Pizza Hut.
Yeah, not at the fucking power plant that I work at. You know,
I met up about a month ago. I met up with a friend of mine who was and it's funny you said Jesus before. A friend of mine was with some religious group, like the same thing. I had some kind of meeting.
Scientologist.
Yeah. And I met with them after. They did the same thing. Tell us a joke. I'm like, and I'm totally on the spot. And I told some bad street jokes. The only thing that came to my mind, because at the same time I'm thinking, we're gonna do bits, like, and my bit's not even that good. So I'm like, fuck it. I told some bad street jokes.
Bosie's jokes.
They would have thrown me out.
Yeah.
Well, Bozy apparently tells Carla's jokes.
Oh.
Yeah. That was a big thing. They got into it.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no shit.
The other night?
Yeah, well, no, I mean, it was all in good fun, but they were like, I guess they do a very similar Elf on the Shelf joke.
Oh,
and they
okay.
were fighting over who came up with it first.
Oh, boy.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so so I tell the joke, and I'm like, yeah, this is awkward. But then I met up with them again just last week, and they did the same thing. So I'm like, all right. So I said, look, I know you're a religious group, but I'm telling you a dirty joke.
Yeah, fuck 'em.
Yeah.
And
Send them all to hell.
Why did Jesus cross the road?
No, it wasn't even that bad.
Jesus cross, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good.
I'm writing that down.
You know the ketchup bottle joke? It's an old joke.
Ketchup bottle?
Ketchup bottle.
Ketchup bottle.
Yeah. The guy who wants a hand job, the girl doesn't know what a hand job even is. She calls her mother on the phone. She's like, and the mother's like, how do I describe this? So she goes, think of a ketchup bottle. Okay, Ma, thanks. She gets the phone. The guy, is ready for his hand job. She's, I'm telling it very quick.
Yeah.
But she puts her hand on it.
Oh, that's funny.
That's good.
But that was my thing. Like, this isn't even that dirty of a joke. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's silly. These people got so upset. And I'm
What?
like, oh yeah,
really
they
a
got
church-
really upset with me, and
It's not a church joke, you know what I mean?
yeah, and they did, and then it was like an hour or two later where it's finally breaking up. Everybody's going home, and one person, I can't. And I told as soon as I got there, which was 2 hours earlier, and one of them came up to me, I can't believe you did that. I'm like, it was just stupid, innocent
put me on the
joke.
spot.
Right? It
That's
was like,
so
you
funny.
guys
I
asked
didn't
for a
even
joke,
write it.
and I even said it's gonna be dirty. Nobody said no. Let's not do that.
They're like, we can handle it, and then they're
Right.
like,
And it's not even that dirty. I
That's
didn't
not
talk
that
about
dirty.
like, cunnilingus or some shit.
Yeah.
Like,
See, the only street joke I knew that I would have been like really bad in this situation is the priest and the rabbi, and they see the kid bend over, and the priest goes, "Oh, I'd love to fuck that kid," and the rabbi goes, "Out of what?" And that's the only street joke I know. So whenever someone tells me a joke, I just tell that, and then most of the time people are like, "Oh my god."
I act like when that happens,
I love that.
act like I'm going into a bit, but then I give them my show date. Like if say like it's like a girl or something, she'll be like whatever. She'll be like, oh, like tell me a joke. I'm like, all right. So I was like, there's a comedian and this girl, blah blah blah, whatever. And then she comes to my show, June whatever, or some shit like that.
oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's a great
That's
idea.
pretty smooth.
Yeah, I like that.
It hasn't worked, but
Hasn't worked yet.
trying,
Oh my god.
Probably 'cause it's my sister, but no.
one of my favorite street jokes. I mean, it's this one about these three gay dudes. That shit.
And
makes
they're
me-
on a podcast.
Yeah. They have a podcast. So there's these three. Oh no, this isn't about gay guys. What the fuck am I saying? This is a different joke.
You're right.
There's three guys. No, I'm not. There's these three guys that are on a business trip, and they book a hotel, and there was only one room left, so with one bed. So they book this room, and they all go into the room, and they see there's only one bed. So like, how the fuck are we gonna do this? So they do their meeting, they go back, and they have to go to sleep. So they all pile into the bed, and they're just like whatever. And they wake up in the morning, and the guy on the end, he goes, "I had this crazy dream that I was getting jerked off." The guy on the other end said, "I had the same dream," and the dude in the middle goes, "I had a dream I was skiing."
Yeah.
I fucking love that joke.
Yeah,
You heard I think the best one I talked about with you is the one from Sopranos. It's like when they talk about like gifts they got their wives, and then he's like, "Oh, I got my wife a pocketbook and a dildo." The guy was like, "Why'd you get her that?" Because just in case if she doesn't like the pocketbook, she could go fuck herself.
Nice. That's a good one.
Nice.
That's a good one. See, like that's what people are expecting when they say
Right.
that
Yeah,
shit.
Yes.
I don't even know what they're expecting. I just think that they're expecting me to just be on some fucking magical shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Magic. I can't.
Dude,
Yeah, I want to ask,
Yeah.
what does it look like to you? Like if when you ask me to tell me a joke, what are you
Yeah.
imagining?
You want me to pull out
happening?
a fucking mic from there?
A lot of times I'll make it really awkward. I'll be like, "What do you do for work?" And they're like, "Oh, I'm like a lawyer." I'm like, "I need some legal counsel for free right now." You know,
Right, yes.
do your fucking job
Yeah.
for free. You
Well,
know?
that's like that Seinfeld episode where he got heckled. So then he found out who the girl was and where she worked. So he showed up at her job and started giving her a hard time.
Yeah.
The worst is
I
when you're
love that.
quiet around certain people, so they don't know that you're funny, and then they'll hit you with they'll make a funny joke or someone they know make oh blah 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 should do comedy.
Mm-hmm.
That's happened to me. I think it was
Yeah.
one year at Thanksgiving or something. One of my cousins made a joke, and I was pretty quiet or whatever. Like, oh blah 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 should do comedy. I'm like, no, he shouldn't. He'll just he's gonna end up getting stuck bringing for 6 years. Like,
I'm something like that just happened. I'm producing a show next month, and at my job, and I already have everyone picked. I have the lineup and everything. I told them, and my manager texted me a week ago. This just happened. She goes, Dan, I have someone for the show. I'm like, you're general manager of a brunch restaurant. Like, you have no one. And she goes, my brother-in-law is hysterical. She goes, he's so funny.
Yeah.
He makes us laugh all the time. And already I'm like, no.
Have
no.
one, just this show.
So I said,
absolutely.
I said, Carol, I said, it's a very different thing. I said, I totally believe you that he's funny at the dinner table for your family when he's making jokes about everyone you guys know. I'm sure. She goes, he does these impressions. I'm like, oh God. I'm like, no, not impressions, you know. And
he's got a sock.
She was, yeah. But she's like, he's so funny. I told him about the show. I'm like, are you a fucking idiot? And she's like, he wants to do it. I'm like, oh my God.
Let him do 20 minutes.
20 seconds, maybe. 20 seconds. So I told her, I was like, does he write jokes? She goes, he's never written anything. I'm like, this is the worst scenario.
He's just going to go on stage and wing it.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Oh my God.
And she goes, I said, tell him to write. So he should, for his own sake, he should write a couple things. I was like, if you really want this, I said, I don't want to do this, but we'll give him 5 minutes. And it won't be good. I'm like, I'm telling you, it's not going to be good. I hope it's good, but it's not going to be good. And I was like, tell him to write. She goes, can he send the stuff to you? I was like, if you want. She goes, if it sucks, tell me. I'll tell him he can't do it. I was like, I'm now not going to be in charge of telling your family member he's not funny.
Right.
Who you all glorify and idolize him at the fucking, dinner table.
Damn, I wish I was related to this Jody and shit. I would have got a fucking 6-minute spot.
I don't know if he's doing it, but she's like, he's so excited. I told him all about it. I'm like, I don't know why you would tell him anything.
Wow. So when is this?
I want to go.
Yeah, I want to.
Yes. You guys should all come.
That's a true sickness because I think before I started comedy, the most unfunny I felt was right before my first show. I was like, I'm gonna bomb. This is gonna work out. So when you go into something thinking you're gonna be great, it's like you already have like the sickness like before it even fucking spread.
Yeah, absolutely right.
I used to come to the open mic here at Govs when I first started. I think I came every month for 6 months, and I would just sit in the back and take notes and drink, getting anxiety about wanting to do it. And the manager was this guy Tommy, and Tommy was hilarious. And he every month he'd be like, "You going on stage tonight? Like, what's happening? You gonna go up?" So finally, after 6 months of this, he's like, "You going up tonight, faggot?" And I'm like, you know what? Yeah. I got like some beer balls. I think I popped 4 Xanax. I called my girlfriend and 3 of her friends to try to meet the 6-person bringer requirement or something like that. I think I had a boy down the block who's like, "Yeah, I'll come." I went up stage and it was the most panicked. I think they put me up 10th, which was closing the show. It was at least 200 people in the audience.
Oh wow!
And I was just I went back and I listened to the set, and I think I did a lot better than I remembered. But
that was your first time?
Yeah, first time on stage. They used to have a really great open mic here, and
on
the main stage. It was awesome.
Yeah,
and there were some good comics on the show, like Ziegler and.
This was before every bar on the island started doing their own open mics.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
damn,
right. But the panic that I had,
You were probably 4 years old.
Oh yeah. He was what are you, 21?
22.
22. Yeah, you were.
Barney, am I right?
That F word is a trigger word for you. I feel like if I ever was gonna do a show, I'd be like, bring 20 to my show, right? And then you'd be like, all right, I'm gonna bring 20 to your show. Watch. I'd be like, cha-ching.
Give me $100 for nothing, faggot.
Yeah. Yeah, I get called the F word a lot. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird amount.
Because a lot of people don't use it anymore.
Yeah, if you saw me and Tim Dillon at an open mic, it would have been oh, Hugh's definitely the gay guy.
All right, we're gonna do some Tuesday trivia. First, before we get into the trivia, just real quick, I just want to wish Billy Geyer well.
Oh, right. He's in the
You know
hospital.
what's funny? I wanted to I was gonna wish him well before everybody did the crazy Facebook post, and then the day I was about to do it, Steve posted it, so I was like, "Nah, I'm just gonna look like I just saw."
Well, that's the
it.
thing. How do you top that? Steve went to go see him. He's like, "Fuck, I can't post anything now."
It's hard to act like someone cares about someone if you don't actually go and get it. Tough, man.
But it's fucking Steve Perillo bring Billy Geyer like flowers. Like, that is
dead flowers.
Yeah, it's just like black
Wilted,
roses.
dead flowers.
Yeah.
I stole these from the cemetery.
You know, I picked these off a grave the other day, and
Billy's
I
like,
came
you brought
on them."
flowers, I'd rather come. Bring me a jar of your seed. Yeah,
I can't smoke those flowers.
Oh fuck! I want to come.
Wish Billy well. Hope he's all right. Let's see. Bosie said hashtag glad I'm out. We're not glad you're out, Jeff. Get back. And then I always like watching Anoridic. Gomez Adams perform on stage.
I think that's supposed to be anorexic.
Oh, anorexic? Oh, he's talking about you? Anorexic Gomez Adams perform on stage.
Who's Gomez Adams?
From the Adams Family.
Oh.
Who said that?
Bosie said
Jeff
that.
Bosie.
I like how Bosie puts more effort into trying to roast me than he does to his actual set.
Oh, burn Bosie.
He quit. Why is he still trying to tell jokes? I don't understand.
Not funny anymore. You quit. It's
Yeah,
over
it
now.
wasn't funny.
You're just a civilian now.
You're just a
Civilian.
That comes into the green room.
The performing murder mysteries. Does that count? Because he didn't retire from that. He's still working for me.
He's still doing that.
So he's still in the comedy world. I hope. Come see us January 26th at the North House in Connecticut.
Did you watch that show on Netflix, Knives Out? It's supposed to be like a murder mystery.
Yeah,
It's a movie.
Yeah, not the new one. I saw the first
So
one.
Knives Out was the first one. It's fucking good.
Yeah, I liked it a
I
lot.
heard they just
yeah.
came out with the second one. It's
Right.
the same detective and the different.
Right, Daniel Craig. Yeah.
he's good. I didn't see the second one though.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
guys-
I heard it just came out, but
Yeah.
everyone was watching it. You know,
My brother-in-law,
I've heard
he
good
told me, he's
things.
like, yo, it's worth the watch.
Oh, yeah?
I love shit like that.
Yeah, me too.
And Ana de Armas is in the first one. She's fucking smoke.
I saw the
Holy
cast
shit.
of the second one. I was like, someone
A lot
was
of
watching
people.
it at work, and it was just like, oh, there's Edward Norton, and there's this one, and
Okay.
you know, it was just like a ton of people.
I saw Violent Night this weekend. It sucked.
Oh, is that that's the Santa movie? Right?
Yeah,
With,
I had high hopes for it.
the
I
guy
thought it was-
Violent Night?
Yeah, Violent Night. It's Santa basically is an action hero.
What's his
I
name? The
watched
guy from
Babylon.
Stranger Things.
Babylon looks
yeah, I
good.
want to see that too. yeah.
Who's from Stranger Things, though?
In Violent Night, the
Yeah, and he's Black Widow's
I know
father.
what you're talking
the
about.
dude,
Yeah, he plays the
older-
dad or some
yeah.
shit. The
Black
pedophile.
Widow
David
with
Arbor. Is it? David
Oh
Arbor?
yeah.
Is that it?
Yes, David Arbor. He plays Hopper.
Hopper. Yeah,
Yeah,
Hopper.
he's Santa Claus in this movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never
Kicking
watched
ass.
Stranger Things, and it's kind of weird because like Millie Bobby's like she's bad now, so I'm like I can't imagine
Yeah.
watching that show when she was a young kid and now looking at it. So
Right.
I've never seen it, so I just
Drake
look at
called
Millie
it.
Bobby.
Drake called it. You know, he was hitting on her when she was like 16
Oh, that's gross.
on like Instagram. But yeah, no, dude, that's a really good show. You know.
Yeah, I gotta watch. It would be weird like looking at someone so hot when they were like a young kid with like fucking like a crew cut and shit. Like I can't imagine.
Yeah,
But-
she was like, you know, like a cute kid. They all were when they first started. Now like
Yeah,
a
right.
lot of the guys are in like their awkward like middle school phase, you know,
Yeah.
like. But they actually had something at the Navy Yard in Brooklyn where I worked. They had a whole Stranger Things like exhibit, and like me and my friends are fans. We're like, oh, let's like go down and like hang out.
It's so funny,
dude. So like we're like three like 35-year-old dudes, and like the rest of the people are like fucking 14, man. And it's just like, and it's like an interactive thing. So there's like this scientist in front of the room, like, you guys all have fucking superpowers, like crush the can with your mind. And like I see like this little kid like reach out and it's like, oh, I did it. And like my friend's doing the same thing. I'm like, dude, you're a retard. Like
Gap tooth retard.
yeah, I was like, can we just like not like dude, I was like, this is so weird, man.
That's fucking hilarious.
All right, the way this works, we're going to ask some random trivia questions. It doesn't mean anything. There's no connection. There's no theme. It's just random.
Kind of makes me think there's a theme.
No. Actually, last week I did all Christmas questions.
Oh,
but
okay.
I think it's the first time ever that I did a thematic Tuesday trivia. Just going to ask some questions. These guys are going to answer them. We want you to answer them in the comment thread next to us there. I don't give the answers yet. I ask all the questions first, and then we go back, ask the questions again, read all the answers, make fun of everybody for their bad answers, and then give out the real answers. There's no prizes. There's no nothing. It's all for fun. With that, question number one. Bill Clinton was governor of which state before
Blowjob.
when he became president?
Come on the dress.
Cigar. Bill Clinton was governor of what state when he became president?
I'm retarded.
It's definitely got to be something with the southern accent area.
It's not Alaska, I'll tell you that.
Bill Clinton was the president in the 1990s.
Yeah,
I know that.
I've heard about him.
Okay.
Yeah, Illuminati. I've watched all the conspiracies. And Epstein.
Joe is a full-blown
See, I don't know if you know
conspiracy
know this about me, but I have a history degree.
You don't.
So I'm gonna let these guys.
Oh, all right,
go.
Oh, I thought you were saying you have a history degree and you don't know the answer.
Oh no, I totally.
Oh, okay. I thought you.
It's got to be some fucking. It's got to be some white trash area. Levittown.
He's the governor of Levittown. This club's actually named after him, and that's the backstory.
I might say like. I know it's gonna be
Bill Clinton improv.
I know it's it's got to be one of the Carolinas.
Does it have to be?
You think so?
It's one of the Carolinas or Nevada, whichever the answer is right.
Nevada. All right. Bill Clinton was the governor of. I'm trying to think where his voice sounds like or some shit. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna go with.
I did not.
I did not have sexual relations
with that woman.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Put me down for
Wilson.
Tennessee. He already knows we're both.
And I'll say Alabama.
That's not. I might switch to Alabama. No,
Nah,
I'm sticking with
no
Tennessee.
way. In Alabama.
Yeah.
No, I think Shaq corrected me.
All right, well, this one's for you there, history.
I'm just like bragging like a fucking jerk off. Like, oh yeah, I have a history degree from Dowling College. It's not even a fucking school anymore. It's like, I went to college in a Vanderbilt mansion.
Well, you can redeem yourself, history major.
I doubt it.
Who wrote the Star Spangled Banner?
Oh no.
Oh, Susie Essman.
You far-eyed fuck.
You far-eyed fuck. Get out of my house.
Guy, it was definitely a guy because
I thought it was a white
women
girl.
weren't allowed to perform back then.
I think it was a
Susan
white
B.
girl.
Anthony. Fucking Susan Boyle.
Susan Boyle, that's a good one. She's been around forever.
Who was one of the announcers for the Yankees? That woman.
Susan Waldman.
Yes,
Susan Waldman.
Roger Clemens is in the owner's
Susan
box.
Waldman and what was the guy's name? Fucking Susan Waldman.
Sterling.
Yes, yeah, they were the fucking dynamic duo. It wasn't her though. She didn't write it.
Oh my god.
Might have been him.
It is a white dude.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's definitely a white guy.
Oh, I thought Jesus Christ was your answer.
Was it Mr. Bangle? Star Spangled? Star Spangled? I don't know.
I'm just gonna go with Ben Franklin.
Ben Franklin's a good answer.
That's probably closer than me.
He seemed like he was involved in a lot of shit around.
I
that
feel
time.
like it's a white guy with three first names. That's my answer.
Yeah.
Like
Theodore
John
Clusterfield.
Kent Clark or something.
You know, I was thinking of the woman who made the who made
The flag, right?
That's
Yeah.
what my
That's
head
what I was
was.
thinking
Yeah.
too,
Betsy Ross.
That's
Betsy Ross.
Yeah, that's not it.
Betty White. Betty
Betty
White.
White. She was around back then.
Yeah, she was. Was it the Queen of England? What century is this?
It was Gandhi.
Yeah, who made the flag? Yeah, I'm gonna say George Washington Carver.
I think he invented the peanut.
Yeah.
You invented. You invented. No, write that down. I'm not.
I gotta dumb down my questions, I think.
Yeah, this was. I was homeschooled, dude. You think
You were homeschooled?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Oh wow.
All right, my next question is hard, then it gets easier after that.
Okay.
I promise, for the most part.
I can't wait for the easy questions to just get harder.
A spermologger is interested in what?
3 fingers in the butt.
A spermologger?
Sperm, O-L-O-G-E-R. Spermologger. Spermologger. Spermologer.
I'm like just focused. I'm like monomanic on cum right now. I'm not gonna be able to say anything else except
He was like, what is a sock under my bed?
Yeah. Spermologger is usually when I journal how hard I come after I jerk off.
Yeah,
that's a spermologger.
Oh, shit.
When I journal.
It's probably the tool or whatever they use to determine your sperm count.
All right, I'll give you a hint. It has nothing to do with sperm.
Oh my god. See, this is what I'm saying.
Spermologgers.
I just wanted to hear your guys' answers. That's why I asked this question.
I'm gonna say it's
what does it do?
What
is it concerned with?
A spermologer, spermologer is interested in what?
Is this a person?
Yes.
It's a person who's
It's
has
a-
a hobby.
it's a
their
title.
hobby.
It's a
Okay.
title. Yeah.
A person who keeps track of how many Pop-Tarts are made in a year. Like,
I was gonna say it was an exotic fish.
That's what I'm curious. Spermologer.
But if it's a person that does something, that throws me off.
Yeah.
Dan's like an Indian kid in a spelling bee. He keeps reading the word back.
What did what did the
Yeah.
country of origin?
Yeah, can you use it in a sentence?
Yes. Spell it, please.
Okay. Dan, you'll get this one. According to the Bible, the whole universe was completed when?
The whole universe.
Before Christ?
BC, but before Christ? What do you? I don't understand. The Big Bang.
How long did it take? How about that?
7 days?
6 days.
That's what I'm trying to find out.
Well, the 7th he rested the whole thing. Yeah, is this gonna be one of those? It was 6, not 7.
But it was completed. Yeah, completed by what?
6 to 7 days.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 business days.
You see, yeah.
6 to 7.
There was some OT on Saturday.
yeah. You know,
I'm going with his answer.
You guys are all agreeing with Dan? All right.
I think sounds about right.
It'd be weird to question it. 8 days.
8-day work week.
What city has more people than any other American city? You know, like population.
Wait, this is in America?
Yes.
Oh, I was gonna say Beijing.
What American city has more people than any other American city?
God. Are we talking about like
per capita?
Just population.
Population.
Number of folks.
I'm going New York City.
I feel like that's the obvious answer that he
Yeah.
wants me to say, and he's gonna make fun of me for it.
Cause like,
Oh, I'll make fun of you. Don't
it's
worry
either
about
got to be an area in
Let's say
Texas,
Chicago.
California, or the United States. Cause Texas is fucking huge. It could be like some
Texas,
like
California, or the United States.
That's what I heard. Yeah, Texas.
California
Or the United States.
or New York. My bad.
Yeah, but the United States.
I was like, I wasn't even realizing. Yeah, it's got to be either of those three. Or the United States.
All of us had our wheels turning. Now, what can we say to make fun of him?
Austin.
the country.
There's our whole state.
I think I'm gonna.
Either Austin, Texas, or New York City.
I think I'm
New
gonna
York.
go with Chicago. Is Chicago populated? Is it dense? Anyone know?
Everybody's dead over there. It's fucking Chiracs. Fucking
Chirac,
they're knocking everybody out.
Chirac. I see. I feel like New York City is the obvious one, but I'm gonna go L.A., especially because they have all those undocumented immigrants.
And New York City doesn't.
And like that homeless tunnel. Do you ever see that video of that guy going on his bike with like the GoPro and it's just like it's a 10-minute video and he just keeps like driving by all these fucking homeless people.
That's scary.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy out in LA.
We were in the city recently, and I swear the homeless people are wild. And we passed this one guy on the sidewalk who was like especially homeless.
Yeah, like
and
super homeless.
He was hunched. I'm not even kidding. He was just like, yeah, like on the curb. I was like, oh my god. I walked into the bike lane. I'm like, I'm getting away
Let's
from.
put him in
this
a
dude.
headlock just to put him out of his misery.
There's some crazy homeless looking people.
Lionel Richie sang with what band before he went solo?
Oh, I fucking know this.
Fucking goddamn it.
This is the shit that Tony gets mad at us for not knowing.
What happened?
Nothing.
Lionel Richie.
I get mad at you? I don't care what you know, what you don't know.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like you do.
Would it be racist if I said Earth, Wind, and Fire?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. So
Like Avatar?
The band, but you're actually on the right track. I'll tell you that.
I know exactly.
It was one of those types of bands.
Cool in the Gang.
Yeah, I was
You're
gonna
getting
say,
closer.
I know what it is.
A chain
Maroon
gang.
5.
Is it a song?
They suck. I hate them.
They're not good.
Can't stand that guy's
Bro,
voice.
Yeah,
I know it, but
Adam.
I don't know it.
Ooh, sounds like Mickey Mouse.
Oh fuck! I'm not gonna
Bosco?
search it up. I just want
What?
to search up the song.
Bosco? Mario Bosco? Mickey Mouse? It was you said Mickey. Forget it.
I just yesterday saw the what was that cop show with Dennis
Cops.
Franz and Ricky Schroeder? NYPD Blue.
Yeah,
I just saw the one with Mario yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that the one where they arrest a fucking puppet? Fucking ventriloquist dummy causes a murder.
Shit. The best one I ever heard was Keith Anthony.
Yeah.
The best Mario line. It was a fundraiser show, and Mario was hosting. Keith Anthony comes out, and he just goes, "Mario Bosco, everybody. You can see him on wedding cakes everywhere."
That's
It was
fantastic.
fucking funny.
What about the Manhattans?
Yeah, it's not Earth,
no.
Wind and Fire. It's not. Is it?
The thing is, when you say the group, I'll know it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Is I'm
It's
very,
I feel like I'll know it, but I just know his solo work.
This is a black group.
And his daughter.
Was it a big group?
Yeah, they were pretty big.
Yeah, no, they
Yeah.
were huge.
Yeah.
I just don't know the name.
Who
of it.
was
I
his-
know
he
a
had
few of
a-
their songs. I just can't sing.
He had a famous daughter, right?
Jackson 5.
Yeah.
You're just naming
something-
every black group you can
Yeah, I'm
think
just thinking about black
she dated
people.
Scott
Boys to
Disick.
Men.
Patrice
What?
O'Neal.
She dated Scott Disick. Something Richie. I forgot her name.
Nicole?
Nicole Richie.
Is that her name?
Yeah, Nicole Richie. She had the show with Paris Hilton.
Yeah, right? Is
She
that
has
her?
another daughter though.
Oh, is it? Is
Yeah,
another?
Oh, another one?
She,
Yeah.
she did Scott Disick. Too bad.
A healthy person does what about 16 times a day? Yawns, coughs, or farts? A healthy person does what about 16 times a day? Cough, yawn, or fart?
It's probably gonna be fart because when you yawn, that means you're not getting enough oxygen.
Yeah,
when
I'm
you
going
cough,
fart.
When you cough, you're getting something bad at your system.
You guys fart 16 times a day? You think?
I
Oh,
don't.
16,
I'm
no.
not a healthy person.
I'm like 32
I don't think I
probably.
cough 16 times a day either. That's like
Well, that's
fucking,
true,
that's like
too.
a Newport addiction.
Because I know when I'm gonna fart. Farting's like an event that happened that day. Like for me, like oh shit,
Think
like I
about
just
when you're
farted.
sleeping
Like
though. You don't even realize how much times you let them
is
shits
this
rip.
fake? But
I've woken myself up from a nasty
So
fart.
what were the options? It was cough,
people fart.
Cough,
sneeze.
yawn, or fart?
Oh, okay, not sneeze.
cum?
No.
16 times.
Yeah,
I imagine.
yeah,
Healthy.
yeah. I'm still focused on cum.
From like 3 questions ago.
I don't know. From when I said the Billy Guyer thing, I'm just like, ah.
Yeah, no one has a coughing fit, and they're like, "That's person. You're in great health."
Yeah,
Like,
no,
you know,
like I have like a smoker's cough.
That's
for
not
sure.
healthy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
I'm gonna go fart.
All right.
You just
I'm
gave
gonna
me
do
the answer.
yawn. 16 times seems like a lot though.
Yeah, but I think you're right about the yawn with the. You're
brain's
not
not
getting
getting-
enough oxygen because
People think it's tired. It's like you're not tired. You're just not breathing as.
No,
as well
yeah,
as you
because
should.
it happens a lot, like especially during like adrenaline rushes. Like people will, you'll see like athletes like yawn in the middle of a game because they're like.
But maybe it's healthy to do that
I'm fighting
to
yawn
get
right
the
now.
oxygen.
I could see it going both ways.
I'm going yawn.
All right. Name the famous song from The Wizard of Oz.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Yeah,
Doesn't get any easier than that.
It does.
All right.
I like when
Because I was
I like
stumped.
when that fat Hawaiian dude sings it.
Yeah, but like I'm
Yeah.
such a fucking dummy. My
Gabriel
first thought
Iglesias?
was like the sun will come
Gabriel
out
Iglesias.
tomorrow. Like, I'm such a, dude, I'm like such a fucking retard.
Don't
But
say
I
that
was-
to Roseanne.
What?
What?
The
You know,
song
the
will
song-
come out?
yeah, that's from Annie.
Oh, it's from Annie. I've never
Yeah.
watched it.
You really never watched it?
I think I watched it. I don't
Now
know.
they hate
I
you-
hated that character Pepper. She
Now
was
they
a
hate
piece
you
of
even
shit.
more. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
I feel like it's kind of
Now you're getting
Cancel Pepper.
Now you're getting 2 fingers the next time they see you.
I feel like it's weird if we watched Annie just because of like how like old the movie is about a little girl. I feel like I don't know.
Well, we're talking about it because of Roseanne.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying in general.
Well, she doesn't get raped. I mean,
It's
it's
just, I mean, it's just a
I'd
weird
make the movie
I feel
better.
like for someone my age to watch, like, you know, I'm like, I don't know.
I love Annie from
Maybe I'm weird.
1688. That's
yeah,
my favorite
like, I
film.
wanna
Yeah.
watch the black and white version of her dancing in a kitchen.
Last question. When it comes to sex, is it true that you'll lose it if you don't use it? Like, you know,
How long
your
are you
parts.
not using it? Your parts?
Like, are we talking
you know.
like the dick or like your like your mojo?
You,
You
no,
know?
you're no the
Lose
actual
it, like I
it
have-
doesn't fall off. It just won't work.
Say that one more time, sorry.
Like
Is
you
it-
can't get it up.
Yeah, or even a woman if her parts won't work either. If you go a long time
The
without
sloppy
sex,
pussy.
the sloppy pussy that
Right, yeah,
that
sloppy.
may stay dry or something. Yeah,
But how long does it count for? Like I have like 8 months, 12 years. Like what is the not using it?
a few years.
About a week and a half.
Is it true that you'll lose it if you don't use it?
So you mean like if you don't even jerk off for like a year?
Correct. Nothing. You don't do anything.
Yeah, I think that's bad for you. So I'm gonna go true.
I knew a
I think
kid.
you'll get like prostate issues. If you
I
don't-
knew a kid. He grew up like I grew up in a church, but it was like a tattoo church. It was a cool church, so it was like more lenient, as we always called it. But this kid grew up with like the Jesus guilt and everything, like he like going through puberty, just like I'm not gonna touch my dick. I'm not gonna touch my dick. Like you were trying to
good
fight
Catholic
it.
lad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. He never did it once, and this is when we were all going through puberty. We were like 12, 13, 14, and we're all I was like, you beat your shit. We're like, oh, you have to. Like, but this kid was like, no, absolutely not. But then he told us that he would have wet dreams every single night of his
dude.
life
The poison's got to get
It's
out.
got to come out.
Yeah, it's gotta.
And he called it nocturnal emission, and I was like, you got to get away from me. That's disgusting.
Wow.
He literally was like, yeah, dude, nocturnal emission. I'm like, kill yourself, man. I'm going to come on your body. Like this.
Well, so Joey Cola says that's why our arms end there, so that we can reach it and touch it.
Yeah, you got to get rid of it.
I feel like even if you don't use it, you still don't lose it.
So you're saying you don't lose it?
You don't
like
lose it.
I just know like the way like a man's mind works, and I feel like no matter what, I'm just always ready for war.
You don't lose it.
You don't lose it.
All
Okay.
right.
All right.
Nocturnal
I'm saying
emission.
true.
Nocturnal emission. Yeah. I ever tell you about that?
Nocturnal
Noctur-
emission.
yeah.
That is a great line.
not-
I want to do a joke about nocturnal emission.
I would not
I think
use a
that's-
bathing suit at his house. If I
All right. Bill Clinton was governor of which state before he became president? Joe said Carolinas or Nevada. Dan said Tennessee. Hugh said Alabama because he's a history expert.
Nailed it.
Kirsten got it right. Andy Pajanos got it right. Jeff Bosey got it right. Andrew Fremder got it right.
We're not using our phone. Andy Plajanos definitely didn't know.
Oh, Andy Plajanos always gets these questions right every week. He's a smart dude. The answer is Arkansas, but Plajanos mentions of the capital of Arkansas is blowjob.
Nice. Okay, I was closest with Alabama.
You were close because it starts and ends in an A.
I would love to see Plajanos and Bosey in a roast battle.
I'd like to see that. Yeah,
I feel like
that'd
they'd
be cool.
be a good
Plajanos
match.
and who?
And Bosey.
Oh,
Jeff
Bosey. Yeah,
I feel like
I'd
the
pay
two
to
of
see
them.
that.
Yeah.
Plajanos kicked my ass in thumb wrestling. We thumb wrestled right where Joe was sitting a couple weeks ago. His thumb is like 3 times the size as mine. He totally kicked my ass.
Jeez.
Wow.
That's
Were
my
you
whole
one of those people
story.
who do, like rabbit hole snake bite and shit like that. I used to always I'd like rabbit hole like so they couldn't get me, and when they were like,
That's
oh really?
Position. That's
yeah,
just,
no, because you can hide in there. They can't touch it. It's
Oh yeah, but then they can block you from coming out, and then they'll win, right?
they didn't know that. These kids were like 8.
No, Andy would know.
They didn't know that.
We were like 8 years old and shit. I had them outsmarted. I was practicing at home.
Just last week.
Rabbit hole. I'm like M16. Like, I don't know.
Who wrote the Star Spangled Banner?
Susan B. Anthony.
Let's see. Andy Plajanos got it.
Fuck man.
Kirsten says Sosa. I don't know what that means.
Sammy Sosa.
Sammy Sosa
Yeah.
wrote it. Yes.
The baseball player.
And then Jeff got the first name right. But yes, Francis Scott Key.
Oh, God damn
what
it.
What a bunch of losers.
I
we are.
actually knew that.
Yeah.
Andy Plajanos notes that I do
That's
not.
such a historical name.
Yes.
I don't want to know.
That
I had the three
You did. You had
things.
that.
I had.
Yeah, Francis Scott Key. Yeah.
But
Yep.
Key's not a first name. I thought I almost had it.
Not even allowed to support the anthem anymore. So it's like, what's the point of even like knowing like who did it?
Not allowed to support.
Andy
School and
Plajanos,
shit when we stand, like, I look like
he
a fucking
mentions that
asshole.
I said there's no theme to this, but he's saying there is a theme and it's special needs.
Who said that?
Plajanos.
That's. I don't know who gave him that line, but that's a funny line.
A spermologer is interested in what? Yeah, you guys were not even close. Kirsten said a whale sperm. No. Jeff Bosey says, what is a Tony Walker on these questions? All right.
Confusion for 1,000.
Yeah.
A million.
Kirsten's Carol, you didn't miss trivia. That was only the third question, so you made it. Kirsten says craft beer. That's incorrect. Andy Plajanos says jizz chopping.
Jizz chopping. Yep.
Chopping?
Chopping? Jizz chopping?
Like. I know what chopping.
All
right. I'm not saying you don't know what chopping
No,
is.
you chop it.
I'm just putting a visual on it.
It's just chop.
It's like, I know what chopping is.
No,
dude, like I'm just such a fucking dummy sometimes. Like I just can't. Like I like. That's why the gap tooth retard thing like hit so hard. I'm like I wasn't even like upset about the teeth thing. It was just like I know I'm like retarded.
He was just going to shake your hand.
Front. Yeah. Dude, the other day I've been driving this car.
Pleasure doing trivia with you.
I've been driving this car for a year and a half, and I pulled up to the gas tank, and the gas tank was on the other side.
Oh no!
God, like how fucking dumb am I?
And that's when you look around, see who's looking at you to make the turn. Yeah.
That's funny.
What
is it?
Oh, the answer is it's somebody who's interested in trivia.
I hate people that create words because they do this shit on purpose. Like, none of these words ever correlate with the meaning.
No, it doesn't make sense.
There's so many things they could have made.
Is that Latin? Is that like a Latin thing? Fuck, I'm healthy.
I think I skipped question number 4. I don't think I ever asked it. Oh well.
Right.
What is the question?
Yeah.
What is the production of beer called?
Distilling?
Close enough.
No,
Brewing.
yeah,
I totally missed. My apologies. I totally
Distilling's like hard liquor.
Yeah, yeah.
Like vodka.
Moonshine.
According to the Bible, the whole universe was completed when 6 or 7 days.
6 or
Correct.
7
By
days.
the 7th day is what
Yeah.
the answer I have here.
By the 7th day.
By the 7th day.
That's pretty great.
Yeah. Bosie said 6. Plagano said 6. Carol said 6. Kirsten said 7. Carol says yes. The 7th day he rested. Right. Bosie definitely took too long. It was a union job. Okay.
Bosie.
Bosie.
Come on, we're pro-union here.
That's right. That's right. Bosie's not.
I know.
Yeah, I've had many an argument with him. I'm going to punch him in the face. What city has more people than any other American city? Is it L.A., is it Chicago, or is it the United States?
I think he nailed it with the United States.
Yeah, well, you can't go wrong when I said American city.
United States.
Carol, Andy, Kirsten, Bosie, they all say New York City. Joe said New York City. Hugh said L.A., Dan said Chicago. The answer is New York City.
Really?
I thought it was a trap.
Yeah, because that just seems too obvious.
Yeah,
Oh, my
I
goodness.
I know my New York
I'm just
trivia,
such
boys.
a dummy. I
know
think
my
people
New
are trying to
York.
trick me in my everyday life.
Now I'm assuming
Everything's a trick, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
assuming Andy says this because of the United States comment. He says, "I'm surprised Joe isn't wearing his hockey helmet. Where's his aide?"
Oh, because Jeff didn't give me his. He left it at his house. He said, don't give it to me on New Year's Eve.
Bosie says L.A. is second.
Wait.
Okay.
That was Bosie that said the helmet thing, or
No, that was Plajanos.
Oh, my bad. I just roasted Bosie. For
Yeah,
my
you did.
fucking
I was
version.
wondering why you did that. I was just
so
letting
sorry,
it go.
Bosie. I'm so sorry.
Lionel Richie sang with what band before he went solo? It is not
The
Cool in the
Goo Goo
Gang.
Dolls.
The Goo Goo Dolls. The Beatles. Looks like everybody. Plajanos, this should have been a Red Hot Chili Pepper question, so Dan can inexplicably
you.
get it wrong.
What?
That's what he said.
Douche.
For roasting Bosie instead of Plaginos.
Don't feel bad.
Andy Plajanos got it right. Kirsten got it right. Andrew Fremder got it right. The answer is the Commodores.
I knew
No,
it.
no idea what it
Easy
is.
like Sunday
I've never
morning.
heard the Commodores.
Yes.
Oh, I know that song.
Yep, that's them.
Yeah, I probably know a couple songs, but I mean, the whole time I was just like,
I
when
think
you
they
asked that
did-
question, I was just singing like,
Blue
all
Man Group?
night long.
Right.
You know, like I was in my head, that's all that was.
I think they
happening.
did Brick House. I think.
No.
Nah,
That's not the Commodores?
I hate that fucking song. So
Really?
much. Brick House.
Why do you hate? Why?
I worked at the steakhouse in East Meadow, and it came on 4 times a night, and it Brick House. I'm like, oh my god.
So you don't hate it. You're just sick of it.
I thought that was Cool in the Gang, right? Was that Cool?
Brick
in the Gang?
House?
Yeah.
Are you looking it up?
The Commodores.
Commodores.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
You're welcome. you can have that one. That's fine. I don't need to. That's not gonna help me in life.
Hey, you
Going on
never
a
know.
date with a girl.
You never know.
Fuck
Who sang Brick House? I'll blow you if you tell me. I'm like,
You never
Cool in
know.
the Gang. She's like, get the fuck out.
Maybe that
The
song turns
Commodores,
her on
you
or something.
Tooth retard guy.
After she brings you the beer, maybe she wants to hear Brick House.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, I need to hear about that. By the way.
Hear about what? Okay.
Yeah, afterwards, right?
What's the next question?
A healthy person does what 16 times a day? Yawns, coughs, or farts?
Diarrhea.
Joe said fart. Hugh agreed. Dan said yawn.
Come on, give me something.
Kirsten said fart. Carol says fart. Fremder says beats it. Plagano says masturbates. Then he says farts for sure. Bosie says farts after masturbating. The answer is fart. Yes, the answer is fart.
I definitely don't fart 16 times a day.
You don't even realize.
Oh, I
some of them are
easily fart
quiet.
16 times a day.
When you
easily.
shit, it's popping out. When you're taking naps, sleeping, whatever. You don't even realize.
Would you
it
guys
happens.
rather
But we're all not healthy. I don't think anybody
come?
does.
I've heard people ask this question. Would you guys rather come every time you fart or fart every time you come?
Fart every time.
Fart every time I come. Because then
you're with a girl, and then the climax, you just fucking rip it. and
Yeah,
it's
I would
fart.
laugh my ass off. Yeah.
I think I would rather the other way and just wear like a diaper.
Or a condom. Just walk around with a fucking condom. Because if you're in public
Again,
and
I'm
you
fucking
sneak one out,
retarded, dude. Like
Well, no.
I don't realize you could just cover the dick part. Like, I gotta cover the whole thing.
Imagine peeling that diaper off after like an 8-hour shift. The fucking.
The thing is, if you're at a party and you like sneak out a fucking fart, you just will let one leak, and then you just came your pants.
There's
like,
no
Yeah, like that's
way.
not even fun. That's
There's
not
no
a fun
you
way
would
to come.
rather fart and then come, then come, then fart. That's just like your life would be ruined. Because
Right.
I don't know. I could
I have great sex and come and then fart. That's like an extra happy ending right there.
No way,
I just
man.
think it's
That's
everybody
a
pulling it
rep
out, too. She makes
ruiner.
things like
That would get on like.
Oh, I don't care.
That would get on Yelp. You get like one.
I'm
bad
fine with
review.
that.
It's like because then if you're announcing to come, if you're having sex, like I'm gonna come, you really should just say I'm gonna fart. I'm gonna fart. And then,
I'd rather fart during sex than come in Target. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
but-
saying?
But why? There's all those fucking targets around. You can just
Whoa!
you know?
nailed it.
But see, but this would work then for the girl too, right?
I don't
so
know, man.
when
I'd
I'm
be
not building
asking
a
for
rep, the
finger
girl
up the
too.
ass, like there's like stop it,
Plug the hole.
Plug it in. So it just comes out the mouth.
yeah.
plug the hole.
Plug the hole. Throw a
Yeah.
butt plug in and just shoot that shit across the room.
I'd be like, no, I'm like really into that because I'd be like so fucking embarrassed, man. Like,
Yeah.
like you lose your virginity, that's going on Reddit.
Right, it is. But
Do
you'd have to
girls
tell the
read
girl,
it? Do they like
I don't
review
know.
guys?
Yeah.
I would not be able to enjoy the
said
sex.
it's gonna be a loud
if
one.
I knew I was about to fart.
Oh, I would. I would like it even more.
No, you're sick.
It could be a
You
quiet
have the
one.
sickness.
I'm the guy in the store that my kids yell at me because I'm the one farting in the store, not them.
No, it's
Totally.
like a loud
Oh,
fart.
that would be
Before comedy
hilarious.
shows, because like during comedy shows, we all get nervous. We all get like that the bubble guts for a little bit. Imagine nutting your pants before you get on stage.
Or while you're out there, like the girl who said that to you, then you're just shooting right in her face.
Yeah.
Take that.
Yeah, the balls.
I may
drop
be a
in there.
gap tooth retard, but you're
Yeah,
a sperm
yeah.
guzzling retard.
I mean, I usually got like half the stock. on
Cancel
stage.
Tony. Cancel Tony Walker.
She said it. I didn't say it.
You should hypothetical coming on a woman's face. We actually had someone almost do that. At
What?
the show.
Wow.
What?
Not actually do it. He just said it.
No, someone. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
fun.
it's just-
Someone said he was going to do that to
They
an audience
popped
member?
the mic one time in there. The mic wasn't really working, so one of the waitresses came in to like take it out and like pop it. So
Yeah.
like, it gets back
Yeah.
in.
The comics was
And then one of the comics was on, and she
Yeah.
was doing it right by him, and then he did an act out. It was really a great bit. He just started like as if he was coming on the way.
sarcasm. It wasn't
Yeah.
great. He's being
Yeah.
sarcastic. It was
Really
Yeah, no,
great
yeah.
comic.
It was horrible.
Look up to
And
this
then told us
guy.
we can't make these.
I
You should
bet.
ask me who it is after.
Told us we can't make our jokes.
Yeah. All right. All right.
Plagano says, yeah, you can find some girls who have a fetish for farts. I made him fart so hard.
Fart fetish.
Let's.
People still listening to us, right?
Yes,
It
they
smells
are.
like a fart right now, so someone would have nutted
Someone
their pants. if you had
got
gone
his-
to-
Yeah, see, I wouldn't want to have to
I
clean that
love
up in
that
here.
you said a full diaper.
Yeah. Dude, this is why like I haven't started my podcast yet because like this filtered like access to my brain, like people would like kind of think I'm a smart guy.
all the more reason I want your podcast in here, man.
no,
All the more
I'm
reason.
just gonna know that like I'm the
How
dumbest
much can a
person in
condom
the
take?
world.
Like, especially if you fart like 4 times, like how much can that condom really take?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, you change it out.
Yeah,
You don't
but
just
sometimes
leave
you.
one condom. to
But
just
sometimes
load
you
up.
fart like 4 times in a row. You don't have time to change.
Yeah,
that's what
you gotta
I'm
get one
saying.
back in the
Those
chamber
long-
right away. You gotta
Dude, I
reload.
gotta like buy like a good backpack to like carry this shit around.
Imagine one of those long farts like. Oh jeez.
Oh wait, but then hold on. Here's the other question: when you fart, is it now pleasuring? Does it feel
It
good?
is.
To
Oh,
fart?
I
'Cause
love-
you're coming.
but I
No,
love
'cause you're
farting
coming.
now.
I'm just.
I would fucking.
I'm just thinking about the coming because that feels good.
That
So,
sounds like a Jim Carrey movie
I
or
would
something,
spend
doesn't
my
it?
day,
Yeah.
honestly, instead of like going like on like Pornhub whatever to watch, I would just fucking get Taco Bell or Chipotle. Sit
Eat
in
a
my
lot of
bed.
broccoli.
Yeah, just yep, it's happening.
It's like, oh, Dan's just farting again. Like, get a room. No, I think I'd rather come when I fart then.
Oh, and think about that too.
Dude.
You get a
my
room,
God.
then when you're like in that room, how bad it would smell.
Oh yeah.
Do
Or, like,
not
it would be
go in
so
there.
weird to like watch someone's like O face while they fart.
Crossing their legs.
Their like eyes go cross-eyed and shit,
Oh.
like roll back in their head. And then it just like smells like shit, but this guy's like really loving it.
Yeah, that's what it's
Shitting would probably be the best feeling of all time because like sometimes shits are relaxing. So on top
Yeah,
of that, with
right.
Yeah.
bathroom time would be great.
Just when I thought we could never have a more weird conversation
That
in
was,
here.
I was so glad we talked about that. That was great.
Yeah, that was good for me. I'm gonna be thinking about this for a while.
I said the diaper line. The diaper line.
All right, so when it comes to sex, is it true that you lose it? Right? Is that where we are? Yeah, somewhere over the rainbow. Everybody got that.
Yeah.
When it comes to sex, is it true that you lose it if you don't use it? Hugh said true. Dan and Joe said false. Plagano said true. Kirsten says true. Carol says true. Bosie, false because I have an expertise in this field.
Because I'm also
Posey's a
thinking,
virgin. What do you mean?
I'm also thinking like girls like kind of like reset. Like if they don't have sex for a while, like they just basically become like virgins again.
Yeah, tight.
Yeah. The opposite of the sloppy puss.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it means that like guys should be the one holding out during like relationships. You know, it's like always the girl that holds out. It should just be the guy.
Right,
You were so energetic and excited. Yeah, tight.
Tight.
I didn't know that was actually true.
Tight. Oh, it is. They lock up.
Bosie says unless you're Mario, then you have nothing to lose.
If a girl comes up to me and she goes like, I haven't had sex in 6 years, I'm like,
well, I'm gonna farm as soon as I come.
I'm gonna stock up on fucking Crisco.
Gotta lube it up.
Yeah, dude.
All right, well,
you can't do it.
It is true.
It's true.
It's true.
See, I knew it.
I've heard that.
It's rare, but it's possible to lose your sexual sensation if you go for long periods without sex.
Sensation?
There is a medical condition known as clitoral atrophy, which occurs when the clitoris doesn't receive enough blood flow, causing it to retract into its body.
so it's only for girls.
It's like
No,
a
I'm not done.
Oh.
Penile atrophy can also occur, although it's less likely to do with lack of sex and more often caused by aging or injury.
Oh no! Now I know this thing exists.
You got to keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
Plazano says, yeah, you won't. A lot less people will be farting in front of their mother.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Do a lot of people do that? Farting?
I fart in front of my mother. Absolutely.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I fart right in her face.
Oh.
Yeah, right at the table and everybody's eating, trying to have a pleasant meal. Just lift up my leg.
Thanks for dinner, Ma.
I'm like the kid from like the Nutty Professor and shit. Like you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Hercules.
Yeah, the father.
Hercules.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Kirsten said this is the most questions she's ever gotten right. Congratulations, Kirsten.
Congrats, I got none.
You got none? Really?
I
Got
don't think
none
I
this
got
week?
any.
I asked bad. These were bad
I
questions.
think
this
I got
week.
2.
All right, that works.
Maybe.
That's about the average.
I don't get any New York question wrong. Ask me any question about New York. Ask me any question about New York.
Ask any question about New York.
Yeah, search up anything. Test me.
Yeah? New York City or New York as a whole?
We're not counting Albany and all that bullshit. When I was talking about New York,
Yeah, we're not counting the state's fucking capital.
I mean, the city on Long Island is when I think of New York. I'm not counting fucking.
A city on Long Island. That is.
No.
Oh, the city or Long Island.
Yeah, city or Long Island. So either one of those. Yeah. When it comes to the fucking Buffalo and shit, I don't even.
All right.
They shouldn't even be heard
Oh
of.
my, what the? No, I'm not even.
All right, how many on average hands are there in New York City?
Interesting.
Per person?
Yeah, like on average, like how many hands?
Hands?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think of the amount of people who have
There's
no
a lot of
hands.
homeless veterans. I don't know. It's a lot of nubs.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
definitely not 2.
Is there a statistic on this?
Probably. I just like.
I just keep thinking of that. I keep thinking of that dude from like Forrest Gump and shit. I don't know why.
Lieutenant Dan?
Yeah,
He had no legs,
you know that
man.
he had no legs, but he had his arms. I just keep thinking of him for some reason.
Maybe an amputee.
I saw this like video the other day. It was like when they were saying like he was like Happy New Year, Lieutenant
What, he
Dan.
didn't
He
have
just
a leg?
looked so
Oh.
upset.
I was waiting for something.
My
Yeah.
bad. Yeah.
Most people know that New York was originally called New Amsterdam, but what was the official transitional name between the two?
Daryl Strawberry.
You're actually you're not too far off with that answer, believe it or not.
Wow, that is not a deal breaker. Okay, let's see. I'm doing my bits in between conversations.
That is not a deal breaker.
Wait,
Here's
wow.
40.
It used to be called New Amsterdam.
Yeah, New York was originally
even
called
know
New
that?
Amsterdam. Yeah, I knew that.
I knew
yeah,
that,
but
yeah.
What I didn't know, but I didn't know until this, between New Amsterdam and New York, there was another name.
York.
No.
Old York.
No, you weren't too far off with
Oh my
Strawberry.
gosh, it's okay. Fuck. Fuck.
What the fuck?
What did you say, Daryl Strawberry?
Yeah, when I was talking about New York Trade, I meant like
What
Mets, Jets, Knicks.
You mean sports?
Comedy.
You just mean sports.
You said New York City.
No,
you
you're right,
said.
you know. I thought you were gonna bring up a Keith Hernandez reference. I was ready to say you brought Strawberry Fields.
That's a good answer.
Strawberry
New Orange. New Orange.
Oh,
So you were
right.
kind of
I
like on the
didn't know
right
that.
track.
Okay.
Strawberry, oranges. I don't know.
Real Housewives of Orange County.
Sure.
Yeah, it used to be New Orange. Wow, New Orange. Wow.
My mother actually commented.
Red Dead Redemption.
She wrote "my." I have no idea what that
Strawberry
means.
was a little.
I think I farted in her face, and now she can't talk. So I don't know what's going on. Plagano says 1.8. What does that mean? Is that how many you got right today?
Oh no, how many hands there are on
Oh,
average? 1.8. I would say it's probably around there.
All
How are you? Yeah.
All right, time for us to go. What do you got?
Thanks for having me.
What do you got coming up?
I think my next non-private show is probably the roast battle January 20th. If that happens, we'll see what happens.
Is that here?
Yeah, it's supposed to be here in the Giggle Room. Lindsay Jennings is producing it. I was talking to. I think it's happening because she hit me up. She's in California right now, and she asked me to roast Emily, so that'll happen.
Who's roasting her?
I don't know.
Or is she presenting it?
Lindsay Jennings is the one with all the hot pictures, right? All the time.
Tattoos. And
Yeah.
To
each his own. But yeah.
I think Carla is supposed to roast Tim Saliani.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We were talking about that right before I got here. I think that's the next big show.
All right. What about you guys?
I'll be at the Red Zone on Friday. Saturday we'll be in Pennsylvania, and January 14th I'll be hosting the Giggle Room. Not trying to brag or nothing.
Hell yeah.
What was that? Why did you?
Those are his dates.
Oh, on the spotlight.
Oh.
Obviously he was next, so I was like, just grab the mic.
I'm gonna be at the Red Zone Friday, unfortunately.
Where are you gonna be Saturday?
I'll be headlining. No big deal. Got
Where?
moved. I don't want to do this anymore. I was supposed to close out one of John's shows Friday. It got moved to my least favorite venue on Long Island, so I'm gonna
least
Red
favorite
Zone.
venue in the country, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, the Red Zone
In
is
all
your
of New
least favorite?
Amsterdam. No, it's not my least favorite. I just.
Where are you gonna be Saturday?
Saturday, I'm gonna be in Pennsylvania with Joe Crovella.
We're gonna be January 14th.
I have the 12th. The 12th is at Bright Eye Brewing Company in Long Beach. It's my show. That'll be fun. I got Dennis Rooney to headline.
Oh, nice.
I love Dennis.
Dennis is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys should come if you're around. Come hang out.
Where is that?
Long Beach.
Long Beach?
Yeah.
That
Bright
is not
Eye.
on a Saturday.
That's a Thursday night. That's the 12th. Then the 14th, the Giggle Room. I think I'm featuring. But yeah, you guys should come hang out. That's
The 12th?
The 12th. It's a Thursday.
Cool, man.
If you're around, come.
And you can bring your own food. The place is mad dope.
Yeah, so it's a brewery. They don't have food, but anyone can take and take out from anywhere. Gino's is right there. It's on that strip. It's a nice place.
I'm doing a show in Long Beach in February myself.
Goldberg show? Jeff
No.
Goldberg show?
No.
Oh, a murder mystery?
No.
Stand up?
At the library on Thursday, February 16th. Me and Andy.
Jules.
Jules is doing it.
I'm doing it.
Are you doing it too?
Not this one.
What's No, the actual library.
In the actual library.
So it'd probably be 100-year-old people.
Let me know how it goes.
I will. Teddy Smith is headlining.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, I'm excited.
good,
And Laura Patton will be there too.
Where Teddy goes, come on. It's like his shadow.
And not to brag, but I will be headlining Alibi.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Nice.
show at Alibi January 15th.
Oh, is that Janelle's show?
Janelle's
nice,
show, yeah.
nice.
So that should be
I
fun.
did that. I did it once, and it was really good.
Yeah,
honestly.
It should be pretty cool. Yeah, I got that. That's the next show, and then the 20th, and then I think in February I'll be here with in the Giggle Room with McNeely.
Oh, nice. Cool.
So that should be fun. But
yeah, he's always fun.
I love McNeely.
The 13th is my next show. I think it's probably sold out, but I'll be doing the Narcotics Anonymous convention, and I just realized they told me who's on the show. It's gonna be fucking killer. They got Richie Byrne and Chris Roach.
Oh, wow.
Killer show for a bunch of sober people.
That's awesome.
That's great. That's
Where?
a good show.
Huntington Hilton.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You should get Terry on that show just so you could keep drinking.
Me and
their
Terry did
faces.
one year, and
That's triggering.
and we drank in the room before. It was like
because Terry drinks on stage.
years
That'd be
ago.
so tempting. For
Yeah. Terry couldn't go up without having a couple scotches.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, this was probably 8 years ago or something.
Yeah.
But it was what's his name? Just Plain Keith. Cool Hand Keith with one arm. You guys ever meet him?
No. Oh, I know who that is. I
Yeah,
never met him, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's in recovery, so he
Okay.
was booking a convention a while back.
Huh.
Speaking of Richie Byrne, you can come see Richie Byrne at the Comic Strip Live on Sunday, January 15th. Richie Byrne is playing, who else? Mark Riccadonna and a few other people. There's going to be some bands as well. It's a movies, music, mic drop. It's a Comic Strip Live, New York City. It's a festival we're doing. There's going to be some stand-up. There's going to be some bands, and we're showing some movies.
Comic Sans, Through Open Doors, and whatever the other one is. I can't read it. But 3 great movies are going to be played at the comic strip. There's going to be some great comedy and some great music. So join us for that one, Sunday, January 15th. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Mark Riccadonna has a good road story about me if you're there.
Oh, is that right? I'll have to ask him.
Yeah.
Mark is a buddy of mine. Yeah, he's good people.
Vinny Nardiello went to his hometown in Ohio.
Okay.
Years back, and I drove and got really, really drunk. It was
while driving there?
No, at the show, and then I ended up somewhere, and they couldn't find me. My cell phone died. They were trying to get home, and it was pretty chaotic. Richie also has really good bar wasted stories about me too. Yeah.
All right, I'll have to ask them both. All right, we're out of here. Thanks for joining us today on Tuesday Trivia. There is no Hershey and the Keeks tonight.
Thank God.
I think they're going to be mad at me. They mentioned on their show a month or so ago that they wanted to bring you on.
Yeah.
I think you've been here on this show twice since then.
Yeah, Keegan's my best friend, and I haven't been on his show yet. Thanks.
What a guy! And then he screwed you on for the New Year's Eve thing.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to beat him up. All right, so that's it. We're out of here, and then we're off tomorrow. We'll be here on Thursday. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Tuesday and your Wednesday, and we'll see you guys on Thursday. Have a great day. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Hugh. Fun as always. Always a good time with all you guys.
Yes.
All right. We'll see you guys later. See ya.